Yeah. It's just another one of them nights where you want to chill. But the darkness, it don't know no chill. It just want to drag you down. We ain't gonna let it. You're gonna gnaw on Purdue. That's funny. He probably would love that. What's up, guys? Sup, salad? How we doing? How we doing? Dog's name is Lucifer. Remember, to have light, there must be dark. This is true. The yin and yang. The chin and chang. Yeah, no mouse updates on that. I haven't seen it since that day, so maybe it took off into a field somewhere far away. Yeah, there was a mouse near the fireplace down here. It's like a gas fireplace, so like kind of like a mock fireplace, but like there's little areas like I saw it squeeze into to get away. What you been up to? Not much. Just living life, you know. Oh yeah. I got back to. I know you guys don't like me talking about working out sometimes, but I got back to 200 on the overhead press, which was pretty sweet, because that was like my personal best before I tried a different program, and then that different program kind of stagnated for a long time and I lost a bunch of strength. So then over the course of this period of time, I've gotten back up there, and I'll be honest, 200 was really easy. Like strict press, I guess you could say. It was kind of crazy. It was just like boop, and I was like, all right. So I don't know, sometimes maybe in the gym you kind of need like a bit of a slingshot vibe going on, where like maybe if you're struggling to move up, you need to go down a little bit and just like get that mental clarity that these numbers are good. Dude, this clicking sound is offbeat and it's driving me insane. Wait, what clicking sound? Just munching on some cashews. Do I have click? Is there clicking again? Man, that's so sad, dude. You guys gotta tell me. I might be able to pull out the chords again. Where's the guy in the video going? It's going up somebody's fart cloud. It was just some on a song. Okay. Sorry, I get so OCD whenever like there's a technical issue. I like have to fix it. I gotta stop everything I'm doing and catch that little mouse. Yeah, that's right. Just cracked open a diet Pepsi, caffeine free. Glue traps. Serious question, Wawa or Sheets? Well, I've seen both. And honestly, I think Wawa has Sheets in regards to like quality of made to order food. And I will be honest, like I remember going to Sheets when I was younger, and you know, whenever Sheets started introducing like the MTO stuff, it was actually really high quality. I felt, not like high quality, but high quality compared to like most fast food places. And I've just noticed that like Sheets's overall quality has kind of gone down a tad. You work at Wawa, it's mediocre food. And that's totally fair. I feel like I don't go to either enough to like really do a continued analysis, but I just remember stopping off at a Wawa and be like, huh, this is like way better than fucking Sheets's dog shit. Do you like it more than a Zero Coke? Yeah, I like this diet caffeine-free Pepsi more than Zero Coke as far as flavor goes. I mean, nothing matches the diet Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar, in my opinion, but the Dr. Pepper has caffeine and I'm just not really into that right now. Wawa, never heard of it. Basically, they're just like corporatized gas stations that have like franchised all over like the East Coast. Definitely in more in the Northeast. And you know, you can, it's like just a nicer gas station where you can get like, you know, better than like getting hepatitis. You can actually get some, you know, random snacks that are good. Who likes Dr. Pepper? Everybody. Favorite creepypasta? I don't know. I've been listening to this one guy. Damn. It's like I need the music loud, then I need it quieter. I've been listening to this guy read stuff from like the Secure, Contain, Protect, SCP stuff, and I'm like, this is fucking sweet. I feel like I never got to like properly get into it. And I actually had it on in the gym, which was like such a weird thing to have on while you're like lifting, listening to like some elaborate, you know, DOJ lore. If anyone can give me a lifetime Dr. Pepper, you'll marry them. Hell yeah, dude. We gotta go in on it. Hey, Daphne, thank you, thank you. See myself doing more SCP classified stories. Maybe on bonus content, because I did do some for the bonus content, but obviously it's been forever. Tonight's story should be fun. It's like, it's bonus content, by the way, so if you become a member, you get access to that. There's also Patreon or whatever, but basically tonight's going to be like paranormal cops. So like kind of like episodes of Cops in an anthology, but you know, SCP, like paranormal oriented. The thumbnail's sick already. I'm excited to read the stories. You got your root beer. Yeah, it's big boner content. What happened to Sam writing? This is actually his writing. But he's doing good. He's a happy-go-lucky boy. Is suicide a good horror story? I mean, I guess if like things occur that lead somebody to that, it's quite sad and depressing and horrifying for everyone involved, but probably not, I guess, overall. Cashews. Did you know there's a heavy metal band that has its lead singer a parrot? The band is called Deathbeak. That's your band, Hawk. You guys meet up for a jam session. Tell Mr. Kitty I said hello. So funny, he has like this like set spot that he loves to chill in. And it's like the arm of the couch. Because there's sort of like a big pillow there that he like uses as his main sort of laying spot, and then he rests his head on like the hard the hard arm of the couch. Strictly K-pop. That's all I listen to. new Crow movie looks pretty bad, unfortunately. Did I check out Corpse's music? I can't say that I've listened to like all of Corpse's music, but I've definitely heard some of it. What's up, Slang? Like I've heard E-Girls are ruining my butt. Stuff like that. I don't even know if I listened to the full song, to be honest with you. Should we listen to some? Corpse. Corpse 8. Does he even make stuff anymore? Where's he been? Alright, what's the top one? Corpse and Night Level. Hot demon bitches near you. Bing bong. Bing bing bong. Bing bong bong.
No chance, you catch me down bad. OP90, aim straight for your head. Calling on my bitch, and she know she at the top of the list. And she put up with her friends, so I tell her throw it back, then I blow it back. Drop it down low, let them know it's like that. Next, yeah, that bitch bad. Collar on her neck, and her ass real fat. Tell her throw it back, then I blow it back. Drop it down low, let them know it's like that.
Alrighty, we get the idea. Thank you very much. Do you know Catatonia? No. Who's that? He released a song day before his birthday. Was that recent or Japanese? That's all we're speaking tonight. People always come in here randomly mad that I'm, not completely locked in on a story. So I gotta keep it clear with everyone. In the title. Oh, it's your birthday, Ollie. Happy birthday. On SoundCloud. Oh, okay. Is there like a motivation to post only on SoundCloud versus the other ones, like YouTube or whatever? Tell a story about my cat. He's very cute. He like, whenever I like don't let him sleep in my room with me, but whenever I like get ready, when I wake up, I'll open the door and he'll come in. And while I'm in the bathroom, I like look out and like he'll sit there and be like licking and like preening himself. And I just think it's funny because that's like the only time that he does it in the way that he does it, where he looks like he's trying very hard to be like cute, you know what I mean? Watch the Shane Gillis on Kill Tony. I've seen he like more recently he does like a Trump impression or something. I don't know if that was long done already, but I see random clips of Kill Tony with him doing the Trump impression, which he's very, very good at. Very good. Absolutely kills it. Knocks it out of the park. I saw Trump on Theo Von, and it was so weird. Like, he looks so old. Like, he actually looks as old as Biden does. For some reason, I don't know. I mean, granted, like, time has passed since, like, last time. But he just, like, he doesn't even look like the same person. David De La Rosa Jr. with the 1. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, they look very crusty. I don't know what occurred. I guess you just... I don't know. As you get older, it's like... a year can make a massive difference, I guess, as you're starting to fall off. The adrenochrome running out, yeah. Check out Corpse's new song. It's called I'm Not Even Here Right Now. Alright, we're gonna do a listen party. I'm not even here right now. Corpse button. Good. Oh, 3 weeks ago. Alright, nice. We've been calling. We've been calling, say, come on, new content. And we got it. That's cool. I like the fact that he can kind of like jump between genres and like it's very TikTok chic, if that makes sense, where like it all seems like it's like heavily marketed towards like the TikTok audience. What's that one band that like they love right now? Well, they love for a while, but yeah, it's like the Deftones. It definitely has that Deftone vibe to it. I still can't get over the fact that like songs on average, well, not on average, but like newer songs like that one, like this one's only 1 minute and 40 seconds, you know? And like 1 minute and 40 seconds to me just like does not seem like long enough to appreciate a song, you know? But maybe it's like specifically made just to like get the expression of what you want to make musically. Because sometimes music does do that, where it just sort of repeats itself for another go. So we could turn a 1 minute and 40 song into 3 minute and some song, just 4 minutes, whatever. So maybe that like increases viewership and numbers and streams or whatever. But also, people can just make repeat compilations or whatever, or just click repeat. Hop tour. All right, let's get it, guys. Oops. Oh, I gotta turn on the. Let me know if you guys see when I turn on the flux. If. Wait, also let me test something real quick. Sorry. Oh, it didn't even work. Oh, there it is. I'm just gonna put this up here. But right now, flux is not on. Now we're gonna turn it on. It's gonna make my screen all orange. I don't imagine it would make your guys' screen orange, because it's not like a direct screen capture. What the flux? But yeah, tomorrow's a compilation video. Yeah, if you ever need like a app on your, desktop that turns shit, like makes it easier to stare at your screen if you're typing late at night, and you can't get night mode or something on something. Flux, Flux, is a nice app that makes everything orange to like how you might like it. It doesn't hurt your eyes as much. Yeah, blue light filter. Yeah, get the glasses, one of the things. The glasses. My glasses. I can't stare at my phone without my glasses. But yeah, tomorrow's a compilation, so thankfully we got some new bonus content to fill the void. Appreciate you guys being here. And this will be out for members probably tonight, honestly. I might even just like stay up and edit it and get it up just to have it ready to go. Gang's all here. Let me lube my lips. I do have one question. Do you wear glasses? I do not, no. But I have noticed that my vision sometimes does get like randomly blurry. And I'm not sure if it's like, I don't know, glaucoma, or some shit from, from staring at his fucking screen all the time. What's the longest song I've listened to? Probably Stairway to Heaven, man. Somewhere, in a gray, featureless room, a faceless man approaches a large box television set. The Trinitron KV. Okay, that's a weird word. Is that a real word? Or a made-up one? Probably a made-up one for a device that's made up. But these are Sam Riding stories, so be sure to subscribe to his Substack too if you want to support him over there. Oh, Trinitron is a thing. Cool. I guess that's probably the TV, huh? Would you hit a man with glasses? I guess I would karate chop him, because then it would be easier to, like, break the glasses in half. The Trinitron KV, with its 27-inch curved glass display, is a relic of a bygone era, and shares a shelf with a similarly aged videocassette player. In one hand, the faceless man holds a videocassette tape, unlabeled with a black plastic shell. He raises it to the mouth of the cassette player with a soft click, and then as he pushes it inside, a gentle mechanical whirring can be heard as the VCR's internal gears engage and it accepts the tape. As it disappears behind a small plastic shutter, the VCR emits a soft hum of activity as it spools the cassette's tape. Then, after the faceless man pushes the small black play button, the old box television flashes into life. At first, the TV screen displays nothing but inky darkness until a series of bright white letters emerge from the void. Due to the graphic nature of this program, a gravelly voice is saying this. Due to the graphic nature of this program, a gravelly voice recites, viewer discretion is advised. The TV screen bursts into a colorful montage of police officers hopping fences, kicking in doors, and jumping out of their cars following rapid highway pursuits, and is soundtracked by reggae band Inner Circle's iconic composition, Bad Boys. The syncopated. Yeah, the following stories are fictitious, just to clear the air. Seeing back-to-school ads, such great deals. Hell yeah, dude. Oh man, that was always such a fucking terrible feeling. Back in the day, I hated back-to-school bullshit, end of year, because it also meant football practice for me, because I played football. So it was like summer, would end early, and we would have to fucking go in there and run around like idiots and smash into each other. And honestly, if I have kids, I might like not have them play football. Like they can play, sports that give them good exercise and stuff, but it's not that I'm like anti-football. It's just like sometimes I wonder if me smacking my head into like shit over and over again at a young age was not ideal for my brain development. You know what I mean? It's weird too, because like on a commercial sense, all of the back to school stuff, all of the different items are so automated now that it feels like they're doing it earlier and earlier. Like I see pumpkin spice bullshit already. I'm like, fucking no. It's like I'm gonna buy it and I'm gonna eat it and drink it and shove it in my mouth, but not yet. Give me 2 weeks before you push that shit on me. It's even worse for me because it reminded going back to uni. Yeah, shit. Yeah, what's worse, uni or high school? I personally think high school was, because it was just like non-stop. Whereas university, I feel like you can give yourself some leeway here and there, even though I would say overall work is more demanding. Rowing is pretty safe. Yeah, rowing wouldn't be bad. You get like a big back. I always thought it'd be sick to like, even though I would say gymnastics, like the guys that did gymnastics, they weren't necessarily perceived in my mind as like cool or anything like that, but they were fucking jacked. You know what I mean? They were absolutely shredded and like capable of doing a backflip, which is, once you get to college, that's all you really need. Be shredded and do like party tricks, you're good to go. Big Bath eat gluten-free Oreo cheesecake. How do they suck the gluten out of it? Uni if you're in STEM. Yeah, I guess, yeah. medical or, any science-based stuff would be much more probably frustrating to deal with. And probably the only degrees I feel like worth pursuing sometimes. Can't believe you're graduating from college this December. Yeah, congratulations. That's awesome. Angelina, I feel like I vaguely remember a while ago, like you saying when you started in stream or something, or like saying you were starting like the next semester or something. You study wildlife conservation. That's cool. I thought it'd be kind of sick. Whenever I'm like out hiking, I always see like places. I'm like, that'd be cool to build like a little stupid bridge right there, just so people don't have to get their shoes muddy. That's what I'd be doing. The syncopated groove accompanies the montage of officers as they chase and arrest a variety of suspects, then is suddenly drowned out by the voice of a stern and commanding narrator. "Cops is shot on location with the men and women of law enforcement," he says. "All suspects are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law." I should probably listen to the... Dude, you guys want to listen to the intro of Cops? Motherfucker. I never realized this song was reggae, but then I realized it is reggae, isn't it? Huh, yeah. Huh. Dude, Rick Ross should make a remake of this song. Huh, huh. Bad boys. Get on the ground.
Cops is filmed on location with the men and women of law enforcement.
Men and
All
women of
suspects
law
are innocent
enforcement.
until proven guilty in a court of law.
Hell yeah, dude. Honestly, I say they're all guilty. But I probably wouldn't be a good judge. Huh. You're in college now. How is it? We got an escaped zebra on the loose. Escaped zebra. That's what tonight's stories are going to be. Yeah, I probably shouldn't drink diet soda while recording. Worst idea ever. I just watched the movie Idiocracy. Did you guys ever see that movie? I had always seen like random clips, but it's actually very funny. Cops is shot on location with the men and women of law enforcement, he says. All suspects are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. The action fades, replaced by a flashing Cops logo set against a black background. The flashing graphic fades in turn before the screen displays a single police interceptor cruising down a lamplit suburban street at nightfall. A caption reads, Providence, Rhode Island, as the driver begins to speak. I grew up around here. I know these people and they know me. The shot changes to a close-up of the vehicle's driver. He's olive-skinned with a receding hairline and a strong Roman nose, and his caption reads, Officer Fabio Visconti. Fabio Visconti. Huh. Bad boys, bad boys. Visconti. Visconti. I guess we'll say it more like, it's, New York. Tony Visconti. Rhode Island, probably the least crime capital of the world. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know much about there. How do you do your accents? I don't know. Just make them up, I guess, or you just listen to somebody and you mimic it. I Can I do a French accent? They call me or Paige whenever they need anything, he continues. Like if kids in the neighborhood are acting crazy, they call me. If anyone suspicious is wandering around, they call me. And if anyone's neighbors decide to start acting all unneighborly, like the call that we got right now, it's me that drops by to handle it. I don't know. It's not like I say, all my acts and my impressions are like a solid 6.5 out of 10. I feel like the Doc voice on other stories. Yeah, probably is like my go-to baseline voice. His caption reads, Officer Fabio Visconti. They call me or page me whenever they need anything. It continues. Like if kids in the neighborhood are acting crazy, they call me. If anyone suspicious is wandering around, they call me. And if anyone's neighbors decide to start acting all unneighborly, like the call we just got right now, it's me that drops by to handle it. Officer Visconti pulls up outside a small detached house. 10:32 p.m. Suspicious activity, another caption reads. Visconti exits his police cruiser, the cameraman following close behind. He then ascends the steps of the detached house and knocks on the door. Police department, he announces. There's a brief silence before the door in front of him opens. Good evening, sir, Visconti says to a tall, white-haired man who now inhabits the doorway. My name's Officer Visconti. I'm from the Providence Police Department. Got a few calls from some folks who are a little worried about you, so I'm thinking I can come inside, we have a little talk, and maybe I look around a little too. Why, certainly, officer, the white-haired man says with a cheerful lilt, before Visconti directs his attention to the watching cameraman. I got the cameraman here with me tonight, but if you're not comfortable with him coming inside, he can wait out here while I take a look around. The tall, white-haired man's gaze locks onto the lens of the camera, and for a moment, he stares directly through the fourth wall. His pale, sickly green eyes light up, a wolfish grin revealing mustard-colored teeth. Is this going to be on the TV? He asks, his eyes still fixed on the camera's lens. Potentially, Visconti replies, hooking his thumbs under his duty rig to rest his arms. Then I insist on it. The white-haired man croons with delight. Please, come in. Make yourselves at home. Officer Visconti follows the white-haired man into his home, past a staircase and into an open-plan TV and kitchen area. The home is clean, well-kept, but sparsely decorated. So, officer, the white-haired man says, what is it you wish to discuss with me? Like I said, Visconti replies, hey, we got a few calls from some concerned citizens, nothing I think you got to worry about, but I just want to take a look around, help you put their minds at ease, you know. What exactly are you looking for, officer? The white-haired man asks. Weird noises after midnight, strange smells coming from the property, Visconti replies. You wouldn't happen to know anything about either of those, would you? I can't imagine what they'd be referring to, the white-haired man softly protests. You don't mind if I look around then? Visconti asks. Not at all, officer, the white-haired man replies. Not at all. The camera follows Visconti as he completes a cursor. Your max anti-hug? That's not nice. Hugs are good. Hugs, sometimes they have a sudden way to just like release all the tension deep within inside. What's that wrench on next door name? I think it's like a weapon that people get. Do the doc voice. I don't remember what the doc voice even is. The cameraman follows Visconti as he completes a cursory inspection of the kitchen and sitting area. Wart, wart, wart. The cameraman follows Visconti as he completes a cursory inspection of the kitchen and sitting area. The officer then climbs the stairs to examine the rooms on the second floor and makes an eerie observation regarding the lack of furniture. He checks one room, then two, but observes no bed frames or mattresses in either of them. The hell does this guy sleep? Visconti mutters to himself as he makes his way to a nearby bathroom and opens the door. The interior is pristine with bright white porcelain fixtures that look oddly unused. No water in the toilet bowl, Officer Visconti remarks, giving the cameraman an incredulous look before descending the stairs again. I trust everything was to your satisfaction, officer? The white-haired man inquires. So far, so good, comes Visconti's poker-faced reply. This place got a basement? It does, yes, the white-haired man says. Okay. Visconti responds expectantly. Can you show it to me? I'm not sure that's a good idea, officer, the white-haired man says. His eyes narrow, the warmth draining from them as they harden into a cold, intense stare. Excuse me? Despite his acclamation to defiance, the response catches Officer Visconti off guard. What I mean is, you don't really want to see what's in the basement, officer. The man's lips now curl into a sinister smile. His eyes, once friendly, are now sharp and piercing. Sir, you can either show me the basement now, or we can come back with a warrant and make it a whole thing. It's your call, Visconti states. The white-haired man pauses, his sickly green eyes darting from Visconti to the cameraman and back again. Then, with that same rigid grin still carved onto his face, he beckons them to follow. The cameraman follows Visconti and the white-haired man as the latter leads the lone officer back through the barely furnished kitchen and to a padlocked door towards the rear of the house. Would you mind unlocking the door for me, sir? Visconti asks. You don't want me to do that, officer, the white-haired man replies. Wouldn't be asking if I didn't, sir, the officer responds impatiently. Now please, if you do the honors. The white-haired man's lips curl into a wolfish grin again before he walks off to retrieve a set of keys from a nearby countertop. Officer Visconti and his cameraman watch as the white-haired man removes the padlock from the basement door. All right now, could you open the door for me, please? Visconti asks. As you wish, officer, the white-haired man says, turning the door handle and stepping aside as the old wooden frame creaks open to reveal a settee. He's got a settee. What's up, Lisa? Okay, there we go. Don't look in the basement. Oh, God, don't look in the basement. You ever been recognized in real life? I'm just curious. No. Do a corpse impression. Oh, fuck. But that is cool that Corpse's music seems to go across like many genres. Rap, rock, progressive rock, stuff like that. I mean, obviously it's clear that those are his interests, you know what I mean? And it would make sense to emulate those influences. I've got secrets down in the basement. My biggest fear? I guess mainly just like getting eaten by a bear. That's pretty much it. Eaten by a bear, eaten by a shark. Honestly, I don't know what would be worse. Probably a bear, probably getting eaten by a grizzly bear. Whereas like a shark, you might be lucky enough to like get drowned. Oh, crocodile would suck too. Basically getting eaten Yeah, man or bear. Decide which one's gonna eat you. Just carry. Yeah, I mean, like, you can still bring, like, a firearm and stuff, but the likelihood that, like, whatever it is that you bring with you is going to stop a grizzly bear, even if you get a few shots off, like, I mean, those things are 1,200 pounds, like 800 to 1,200 pounds of just, like, raw meat tank, you know what I mean? And it's so crazy, too, because you see the videos where, like, they kind of like lift their nose because they're like smelling the air, and they can smell you in a weird way, and it looks like they're not even looking at you, but they kind of like they just seem like they're in a daze, like just a bloodthirsty daze of just animal instinct, and they're just like, you know, they sniff the air, then all of a sudden it's just in an instant fucking just like take off to come after you. And I'm like, that just seems like it sucks. Pony dicks. Would you hate to live in Alaska, where I'm from, Joel? I mean, I guess if you grew up there, it would make sense. But I certainly don't think that I would just like casually want to move to a place that's much more demanding on your, you know, capabilities of being independent. It seems like a place where everyone there, you better know how to use a firearm, you better know how to hunt and fish. You better know how to like survive, you know, dangerous situations. And even though I think I would fare well, I'd rather just go to Starbucks. But yeah, I guess, yeah, it depends on where in Alaska. You want a ranch, 100 acres. I mean, it sounds nice, but it's also like, I think that's part of the reason so many people moved away from the countryside and are like comfortable with like automation of farming and all that kind of stuff. Like, sure, there's a large degree of freedom there, but it's also a lot of responsibility. Like every day from sun up till sun down or beyond, you know, you will be responsible for taking care of your stuff, you know. Well, obviously depending on your goals, I suppose. But if you have to man a bunch of wildlife and, you know, say structures get taken down, I don't know, it just, farm life seems tranquil, and it's probably nice to have the land and sort of reflect upon the world in sort of a naturalistic sense, even though clearly I feel like there's other ways to do that too. What's my go-to at Starbucks? I've just been really enjoying their mochas. Did you ever get the mocha? It's basically just like adult hot chocolate, but it kicks ass, and I really like it. Thoughts on 411 cases? I think I have like 4 videos of 411 cases, if you want to check those out. But I don't know, I wouldn't really say that 411 cases differentiate too much from just like your typical missing persons case out in the wilderness. There's nothing about them that I've like picked up on that feels like overtly, consistently paranormal or any strange reason. You're very depressed for some particular reason. Yeah, maybe you can do some jumping. If you do like 25 jumping jacks right now, that might help a little bit. The white-haired man says, turning the door handle, then stepping aside as the old wooden frame creaks open to reveal a set of rickety wooden stairs which lead down into the pitch-black basement below. Officer Visconti steps forward, peering into the darkness, then reaches for a nearby light switch. He flicks one, then the other, but nothing happens. "You got any lights wired up down there?" he asks. The white-haired man grins, then shakes his head. "It's been dark down there for a long time, officer." Visconti shoots the white-haired man an irritated look, and then takes out a flashlight from his duty rig and heads towards the stairs. He recoils slightly as the musty reek of rot hits his nostrils, then shines his flashlight down the staircase to illuminate a dusty concrete floor. "You want to tell me what you got down here, sir?" Visconti asks. Something old, comes the white-haired man's response. Something very, very old. You want to be a little more specific? The officer requests. I can't say I'm a big fan of surprises. You'll just have to see for yourself, the white-haired man says, a disturbing hint of playfulness entering his voice. Visconti shakes his head and mutters something under his breath. Then he and the cameraman begin to descend the basement steps. Hello? Officer Visconti calls out. Is there anybody down here? His question is met with silence. The cameraman then switches on his equipment's flashlight, prompting a muted word of thanks from the officer in front of him. Seconds later, the two men reach the bottom of the stairs and take their first tentative steps into the darkness. Officer Visconti shines his flashlight around the basement, but instead of its beam illuminating cramped and mold-infested walls, a thick, almost impenetrable darkness seems to swallow up the light. Jesus, Visconti mutters. How big is this place? His voice penetrates a silence as thick as the darkness surrounding them. He takes a few more steps, then once again calls out. Hello? He yells. Anybody here? This time, the echo of his voice bounces from wall to unseen wall, and it takes a moment for complete silence to return. But no sooner than it does, a loud and sudden clap coming from behind them as the two men wheeling around in fright. You gotta be kidding me, Officer Visconti growls as he deduces the sound's source. He grasps his radio with his free hand. Central, this is Unit 17. We got a 1034 at number 21 Belmont Avenue. Oops, I said that wrong. At number 29 Belmont. I feel like, isn't it like protocol for officers to, if they're going to go investigate some creepy shit, to bring back, or like ask for backup or some shit? Also, whenever people like do night shifts, do they have to, as like a police officer, do they have to have a partner with them at all times? Hey, Paige Peterson, thank you for the 10 buccarinos. Appreciate you. Shouldn't they detain him? I guess, I don't know. I mean, if you're going to investigate something, maybe depending on the context. I just feel like if I was a police officer, like maybe you've done stuff like this a million times that you just like are desensitized towards it or whatever. And you're like, whatever. If this guy does any sudden moves, I got a fucking Glock 9, you know, but depends on the jurisdiction. Each one is, okay. Metro PD has partners. But yeah, thank you again, Paige. You're usually solo. Fuck that, man. I'd be too scared to be a cop, honestly. I'd get the spookies too fast. Paige, thank you and welcome back for 6 months in the Buttersock cult. So today I helped out with the demo derby, where I'm from. My cousin runs it, so I go and help out, and I get to be in the pit for free. How are you doing? I'm doing good. Just reading some bonus content here that should be up after the stream, but that sounds fun. Some demo derby. Hip checking bitches into the wall. Sounds fun. I'm going to enter into it. I'm just going to put on a wig. Just like throw people through the glass. Get the fuck out of my way. I think if it's dangerous, would you risk going solo hero time? I don't think so. I mean, if I'm going down into somebody's basement, I'm calling, you know, into, I guess here it says Central. Probably before I do anything. Lost in the Mood, welcome back for 21 months. Is happy to still be here. Can you say hi to Veronica? Hello, Veronica. What's up? Thank you, Mood. Central, this is Unit 17. We got a 1034 at number 29 Belmont Avenue. Son of a bitch. Just locked me in my camera guy in his basement. Suspect is a tall Caucasian male, white hair, real creepy looking. Request immediate backup. Over. He expects a response within a few short moments. Instead, he hears nothing but static. Central, this is Unit 34. Visconti repeats a little louder before asking, How copy? Over. But again, he hears nothing but that same ghostly hiss. Is it the basement? The cameraman asks. No, it's not the basement. No, it's not the basement. A subtle panic is rising in Visconti's voice. These things work on the goddamn subway, for Christ's sake. I swear if that piece of garbage doesn't open that goddamn door, I'm gonna... In an instant, Visconti is abruptly silenced. He turns his head, raising his flashlight to reveal that something long and slender is touching his shoulder, something which dangles from the ceiling above them. At first, it appears as if a loose cable is hanging from the basement's support beams, but as both Visconti's and the cameraman's flashlights converge on it, they reveal a pale, pearlescent thread, slick with some kind of fluid. What the fuck? The officer whispers, slowly tracing the beam of his flashlight up the shimmering wet tendril before finally reaching its source. Something clings to the ceiling above them, its surface an inky black, its anatomy incomprehensible. The coarse, black hairs which cover its body seem to twitch as the beam of the flashlight touches them before, suddenly, and without warning, it violently extends a pair of hooked and skeletal limbs and snatches Officer Visconti into the air. He screams in abject terror, his legs flailing as black chitneys? The hell's this word? These true stories. Yeah, this is a true story about a giant spider in a basement. Chitinous. Okay, that's how you say that. This is a true story about a Eldritch horror deep within, found on some old lost episodes of Cops. Getting more Perdite pics. I should post some. I guess I did post some more recently on Instagram, but I should post it on Twitter as well. Which website do you think, or which social media site would you like me to post Perdite pictures to the most? I've seen Alien Romulus. I have not, no. I've been saying I'm just gonna take a day and watch that and Deadpool all in one go, just to get it out of the way. But then it's all these other movies start to pile up. What did I... Oh, yeah. Idiocracy. That's what I watched yesterday. You hate Twitter. Yeah, it's kind of funny. I saw, what's his name? Mutahar. I saw Mutahar, who, Some Ordinary Gamers, he does commentary and all sorts of different content, but he was saying about how he deleted his Twitter, and, his Twitter had a lot of engagement, but he does, I've always kind of thought, even though Elon Musk says you can run ads on your tweets and stuff, it's not like it made him... I think he said, out of the millions of impressions that he had, he made $700 or something at the most, which, whenever you're already making as much as he makes, it's kind of meaningless. But he was saying about just how... Granted, I'm sure he gets way more toxicity than most people do or whatever, and dealing with... especially being in the commentary community, it seems like all they ever do is have to deal with just negative, feedback, which I can imagine takes a toll on your mental health, but especially on Twitter, if you deviate at all from their sort of very dogmatic perspectives, or question any of their gods. But yeah, it sounded like he got off of Twitter because of that. And honestly, there was a brief period of time there after listening to him say that, I was like, maybe I should delete my Twitter too, because I've thought for years, I was like, I have no purpose on this website. Like, I joked on stream here in the past how, what did I joke about? About how Twitter, oh Jesus, I lost my train of thought real hard. Trish Panda, thank you for and welcome to the Buttersock Cult. You now have access to bonus content. Thank you so much. Oh yeah, about how I basically wish my Twitter would, like, instead of showing me like people's opinions, that it would just show me like memes and cat videos. And then I'm not even joking, shortly after saying that, and like it seemed like a lot of like Twitter like started gearing its algorithm towards the specific audience that like watches it or looks at it, kind of like Instagram does whenever you like, they say, I handcrafted this algorithm to be exactly as I desired it. And but the thing is that like Twitter, when I'm on it, it feels like this, it feels archaic, if that makes sense. I like, cool, there's like a picture of some cool art, there's a picture of like a cat. The memes that I see posted, they remind me very much of like Facebook boomer memes, which is fine. Like, those can be funny at times as well, and various forms of like irony, but also maybe actually funny. But at the same time, like, Instagram's kind of got like, maybe I've just become conditioned to the Instagram, YouTube short, kind of like TikTok style algorithm where it's like from one good thing to the next over and over again, that you just get lost in it. But I almost feel like Twitter has like too much space between each post, and the posts that I get are not that interesting, that I'm just like, I don't think I've ever spent more than like 3 minutes, like actually 3 total minutes in scrolling through Twitter or any of its stuff. Like, it's so hard to give a shit about anything that's on there. And it's not like Reddit, where if people talk, you can like actually get maybe some decent long paragraph like feedback on a particular thing with lots of upvotes. It's just a bunch of disconjointed schizophrenic thoughts mixed with like low quality memes. And it feels like just as worthless as being on Facebook felt like whenever I used to have a Facebook. You're on my Twitter now. I love X. Yeah, I don't love X. I really don't. I mean, I look at my Twitter and it's like, sure, sometimes I can sit there and say like, hey guys, new bullshit's coming out, or I can have some stupid like silly joke I thought in my head that's not even funny. But like, it's just, there's no use to it. Like there's no content creators that I care enough to like go see what they're up to or whatever either. I don't know, it just feels so low effort, and just like, it feels archaic and old. I feel like it really requires and needs like some sort of massive overhaul. I almost feel like that's funny, Rick. I saw your post there. What do you do? This political page, a rabid libertarian. Oh, nice. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's like I'm just not like into, like, I used to enjoy like hearing about politics and things of that nature, but now it just feels like a massive waste of time. And I don't make any money off of like having a political opinion or anything like that. So I think that kind of like stops the feedback loop in my brain as like it having any value. Should we buy Twitter from Elon? Yeah, let's all pitch in. We should be able to afford it. But I mean, think about that too. Like how much money he put in for, was it $40 billion, man? Man, it just seems like that's so much money. Like you could have creatively thought of ways to invest that elsewhere, or start new businesses or whatever it might be, just to like salvage a website where then they don't even want to advertise on his website either, and so they like kind of, whoever, I don't know, collude against it anyways to like help it rot from the inside out. Maybe it doesn't cost that much money to run overall, but it seems like unless whatever lawsuits he has are successful, he's not going to like make any money off the site. Man, what a fucking waste of money. And I get it, like some people might sit there and say like he wanted to maintain like a open discourse or whatever the fuck, but I don't know if that outweighed the fucking just pissing away funds. It's all about digging up the dirt and proving a point. Yeah, I mean, look what you said 15 years ago. Isn't it strange that your opinion back then doesn't keep up with the way that I want the world to be now? That's so odd. That means I'm well within my right to kill you right now. I like when creators on YouTube also post pictures on YouTube. I waste so much time on YouTube, it's unhealthy. Yeah, maybe I should just use the community tab, but I also don't want to like annoy it. Maybe it does operate on like a separate sort of algorithm from posts. But I don't often find myself looking through community tabs seamlessly with like, YouTube shorts and YouTube video content. How you doing today? Me, I'm doing pretty bad. My girlfriend broke up with my ass. Well, her demonic mother did. I came here to feel better and to ask for advice from you and your viewers. Sure. So you were having I just want to clarify, you were having a nice, healthy relationship with said girlfriend, and the mother wanted to get in between that. Post my gluteus. Yeah, maybe that's what I should do. That's how you really farm engagement, is just post your cock on the internet and your butthole. That's how I'll get attention. Guys, my Twitter is going to drastically differ from my typical content. Focus on yourself. Yeah, I mean, it's totally true. I mean, I've arrived at this point where I've heard many people say, like, I don't care who's president, I'm making money. And I think that's where I'm at right now. I just, like, I don't give a fuck. I hope we don't end in, like, economic catastrophe or war or anything of that nature. But, like, I just, getting lost in the sauce of mindless, defending and arguing on behalf of these like demigods or whatever they are, who don't actually have even the capacity to even remotely care about a single one of us, but just kind of go through. It's like strange to me. Like, you've seen the fucking Facebook, or not Facebook, sorry, the Family Guy meme where Lois is like 9, 11, 9, and everyone's like 11, and it's like, and just weird. It's just weird to me that spell, the spell of just like repeating your typical talking points, people connecting with the identity of the colors red and blue. How is that still so effective on us as like a culture, as like a modern society? Like, how does that affect it? Is it just marketing? Are they just so much better at marketing division now, and we're just so susceptible to that? But it seems impossible to me that you can trick people for this long, to just go from one. It's like weird waves where it's like, oh, election cycle, oh, election cycle, oh, election cycle. Like, we promise that this will change, this will, and then like nothing changes. The gap between the middle class and the extraordinarily wealthy just continues to be increased through the process of inflation. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about either. That's the thing. And I think maybe that's part of the thing, is like, why waste my time with something that I'm not going to change, nor do I even fully have the ability to comprehend. Red and blue 3D glasses, yeah. Mocking turd, yeah, I don't know. And once again, all you can really do is just focus on yourself and your family and your local community. Try your best try to make yourself as financially independent as possible. Don't give in to division, because that's really what's going to destroy the United States. I feel like is just a constant like subversion of internal unity, constantly trying to like just bash into people's brains that the person that they're in class next to or the person that's sitting across from them at Thanksgiving dinner is somehow their enemy of sorts. And it's just fuck off with all of that, man. Try to make peace with those around you. What's the fucking point of existing in a constant chaos of the mind and soul and body? Do you ever listen to live streams with only 2 to 3 viewers? If so, how do you push past it? I have no idea. I mean, I think when it comes to live streams on YouTube, you kind of have to have success with your typical content. Like, as you can see, like I have 1 million plus subscribers, and I have only 350 people wanting to listen to the live stream. That's nothing to shake a poop stick at, but it's like, at the same time, it's clear that there's like a big differentiation between like maintaining an audience on your typical content versus a live stream. And that's why I'm saying, like, if you do content, try to keep your content and your live streams as similar to each other as you possibly can, you know what I mean? But the nice thing about YouTube is that you do have the capability of growing on this platform, whereas other ones you can be lost for a long time. As long as you just keep trying your best to make consistently decent content that can be reached through their algorithmic systems, kind of like through titles and tags and thumbnails and all that kind of stuff, while also still having good content, you should be able to get some people over the course of like a year, you know? Politicians to PUBG battle. It would be nice. It is strange sometimes. Like, it seems like we're so far removed from like a Leonidas king, you know, going to battle with his people to defend his land. Now it's just like these disembodied demons, you know, sending 18-year-olds to go fucking get their bladders exploded internally from IEDs and shit. And it just makes me so sick inside to even fucking think about just how disgusting our current system is. We destroy the youth, you know, we just use them like fucking fodder, and I hate that, man. I fucking hate that. It makes me so, and the worst part is, it's just like the ones that make the money from the wars, they don't even have to like be faced with any of the consequences of how many millions of lives they destroy. They don't even have to look at it. They just look at numbers on their bank account go up and vacations and bonuses increase, and there's just no, you don't even, it's like operating a drone or playing Call of Duty, but they don't even have to do that. You know, there's just like so many layers of disconnect from reality that they'll never know. The pain that they impose upon other people across the world, but also their own literal citizens that they have to fucking drink from the same well, you know, it's like just sick. I have 7 subs. I didn't even post videos or anything. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna happen. I've seen people with hundreds of thousands of subscribers just from like commenting on videos, you know, and doing that so consistently that they become a meme, you know what I mean? If you had the option to be in power, would you take it? That's the thing, is like, I think one of the, like, whatever it is that we consider the United States as a whole and its various like power players, it's so wildly diversified with so many variables, both in the corporate sense but also the political sense and the overlap there, as well as like the multinational organizations and other players, that like, if you were to just like take me in my mind, an individual person, and put me in a position of like immense emperor style power, I wouldn't even be able to like know where to start. I don't know anybody at Raytheon. I don't know anybody at the fucking Federal Reserve. I don't know, you know what I mean? You have to know and essentially trust that all of those things are going to like operate efficiently. And even if you wanted to change things, if you were perceived even remotely as like some sort of threat, I mean, I feel like things would turn to chaos pretty quick, just to like, even just as a political move to like get you out of the way. I don't know. It just seems terrifying to even consider that much power. In my integrity, yeah, but my integrity is like, I'm not kidding. Every human being in here, no matter how innocent you think you are, put into like a position of maintaining your life and your family, that integrity melts away so fucking fast. Like you will see a dark side of yourself that you would never even comprehend could come out just to like save your fucking skin or somebody else that you knew or your reputation or whatever it might be. Like it does not take long for whatever degree of like plata o plomo to to take hold. He screams in abject terror, his legs flailing, his black chitinous. Am I saying that right? I already, that's what set me on a path. Chitinous. Okay, cool, sorry. Let's read cookbooks. What would be like a, you know how like every YouTuber eventually like sells coffee or some shit? What's something that I could even sell? Like what's something that you guys would listen to me every video, hear me promo it, and like not roll your eyes and be like, shut the fuck up about the fucking coffee, dude. We don't want that, you know? What would be something interesting? Jacksepticeye sells coffee. They all fucking sell coffee. Some company approaches them and is like, hey, slap your silly, stupid face on this product and we'll give you 30%, you know? Far from perfect, go check it out. No, I'm not saying that America is as wildly inept or corrupt as like various other nations. But it's just, man, it's you know, that's just the way of the world, I guess. It really is. We exist by these strange and abstract hierarchies. And that's just how it always will be. They'll just always be weak against corruption and ineptitude. You can sell a cat. Oh my God. Imagine if I sold pets. If I sold animals, or like I sold taxidermy animals on the fucking channel. Hey guys, check this out. And it's like kittens. You're like, what? Kittens? Taxidermy kittens? Yeah. They were already dead, or I forget. I don't know. I'm working with somebody else. They're based out of like Afghanistan. Coffee, supplements, melatonin, Snuggies, cat treats. Oh yeah, that wouldn't be terrible. Lifelike body pillows, pepper spray. Anything connected to content as an ad would probably work. Perhaps, yeah. I'm just thinking of like what would be like, you know, someone selling coffee. It's not that I think that's like probably as good as you can get, honestly, because, you know, most people actually consume it. It's simple. It's like, that's, you know, how many sales does fucking Dunkin' Donuts like shit out a day? It's not like you're selling fucking Persian rugs. Your cat's name isn't Pradeep, it's Purdeep. So it's kind of like Pradeep, but he's purring deeply. Sleep. Oh, a tea. Oh my God, a sleepy time tea. Astro. See, that would be I'm going to write that down. I'm not going to do this, but I'm going to write it down. And if the opportunity presents itself, you guys prepare yourself for some Let's Read tea, sleepy time bullshit tea. And it's going to be good. There's not going to be any child slavery or whatever. It's going to be like legit. bathrobes. Yeah, so not coffee, but tea. Sell your thumbnails as shirts because they're pretty good. Oh, you know, I've been trying to work with Robin now on some merchandise, and maybe I should just say, like, find the coolest thumbnails that you've done and turn them into merch, and then do that. But yeah, you know, the merch is definitely there. Magnesium. Oh my god. Oh my god, that's brilliant, actually. Fucking tea that also has, like, magnesium that helps you sleep or relax your, like, skeletal muscle. Magnesium. You guys will all get 1% of 1% of 1% of the profits. I promise. Let's breed condoms. Jesus Christ. Let's lift. That would be cool, actually. Maybe some, like, lifting grips or some shit. Oh yeah, even gummies. Yeah, like sleepy gummies. But I feel like there's something, when you think about, like, supplements, like a direct supplement, you know, when you think about just, like, direct supplements, it feels almost, like, exploitative for some reason within the concepts of, like, products. Like, it just feels, people's minds, they associate it with, like, oh, that's just, like, dirty stuff from some, you know, random backwater area or whatever. But I feel like a tea can come from anywhere and feel like grassroots, you know what I mean? It can feel earnest and honest. And that's when you put cyanide in it, you know what I mean? Just kidding. Sell train rides. Tickets on a train. Well, no, I don't mean just, yeah, not VPN Raid Shadow Legend. Not like in the sense of, like, not in the sense of just a sponsorship. I mean, like, a full-on, like, running a warehouse full of old moldy tea. Do I ride motorcycles? I do not know. I know many people that do. Motorcycles scare me because I, like, see them on the road. And I heard somebody say one time that the only, you know, people who ride motorcycles, there's only two types. Ones who haven't been hit, or ones who have been hit, and ones that will be hit. And it's like, it just seems like such a dangerous hobby to participate in. Just the likelihood of, like, I remember a kid in high school, oh my God, I felt so bad for him. He was a great guy, still is a great guy. But yeah, he would ride his motorcycle to school every day. And it was cool. I was like, that's pretty sick. Fucking motorcycle, what a badass. And then one day somebody just fucking or this was actually maybe after school, but like one day somebody tried to merge into his lane and didn't see him there and fucking squished his leg, like smushed his leg into like goop. And then he had to have his leg amputated. And, you know, now he has a cool pirate peg leg or whatever, and he's doing fine, living life and, you know, like anybody else. But that sucks. This sweet-ass leg, it's fucking gone. You don't realize how cool legs are till you just don't have them. I always think that sometimes. Sometimes when I'm taking a shit on the toilet, I'll just sit there and stare at my hands and be like, thank God you're here. I got you. Got this leg, that leg. I can use this hand to, like, look at my phone and then this hand to wipe my ass. Like, that's fucking sick. Taking practice tests to get your M1 license. Well, I have nothing against someone wanting to do it. It seems fun. Just like 100% no to please be safe and understand that you might think you're cool and that you're like, I don't even know, from the fucking Tron future and you can squeak through something. But one little slip up and somebody will turn you into fucking goo on the road. Stare at my hands, yeah, and they're covered in poop. What the hell? How'd that happen? Yeah, a lot of bad circumstances. Not doesn't mean that cars are much safer, but Well, maybe it does. Maybe cars are substantially safer than fucking motorcycles. Though the motorcycles are sick. Like, you can outrun the cops way faster. Not that you should, but you certainly could. Logically. You have a friend who's been paralyzed since he was 16, so yeah, it's sweet to have functioning legs and hands. Was it from motorcycles? Did he get paralyzed from a motorcycle crash, or was it something else? Drink. Okay, I'll drink and we'll keep going. He screams in abject terror, his legs flailing as black, chitinous barbs burrow into his flesh. Then, as his head and shoulders disappear into a great and terrible maw, he reaches for his pistol. In one bright moment of radiant hope, Officer Visconti manages to pull the sidearm from his holster, but as he attempts to arm it, a sickening crunch sends his body into spasms, and the pistol falls from his grasp. The picture on the TV screen becomes a blur of concrete and flashlight. A scuffling of rubber on concrete turns to frantic footfalls against rickety steps as the cameraman opens... Open the door! You made one video about social worker horror stories. Do you think you can make another one of those? Definitely look into it for sure, so we can find some more. But that's a tough, kind of like very niche topic for sure. But definitely keep it open-minded. Make a G Fuel flavor. What flavor would it be? Maybe like fentanyl. Zin. Oh my god, can you imagine? What if I sold like G Fuel, where it was like 500 milligrams a scoop mixed with nicotine? That'd be so fucking funny. Hi, kitty. A scuffling of rubber on concrete turns to frantic footfalls against rickety steps as the cameraman makes a hysterical dash for the basement stairs. Open the door! He screams, hammering his fist against its peeling paint. Open this fucking door! The cameraman begins throwing his shoulder against the thick wooden panels, his microphone picking up the dull, rhythmic thuds as he tries again and again and again to break it down. He suddenly freezes, having heard a skin-crawlingly unfamiliar skittering emanating from the bottom of the basement stairs. The camera's microphone picks the sound up once more, a little louder this time, as the thing draws closer to the staircase. Help! Help! The cameraman shrieks. He barely sounds human anymore. Please, God, help me! Help me! His bestial screams peter out in time for his microphone to catch a voice coming from the other side of the door. It belongs to the white-haired man, standing just feet away, and he is singing. The itsy-bitsy spider climbed up the water spout. He softly croons, Please, God, no. The cameraman begins to bawl, unwilling to shine his equipment's flashlight toward what moves at the bottom of the space. The cops from Brooklyn. It said it was from Rhode Island. Was it Providence, Rhode Island? And they kind of sound like they're from Brooklyn sometimes. Like, hey, fucking come on, dude. They start shaking. Unwilling to shine his equipment's flashlight toward what moves at the bottom of the... Dude, why does my voice keep quacking? Sell cannabis. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like if you do a product and you do it consistently, it's gotta feel ethical. You know what I mean? Also, why the fuck did Mr. Beast sell chocolate? Who the fuck even buys chocolate anymore? Like, I'm sure some kids do buy a fucking chocolate bar, but I don't even know a single, like, you think about, like, here in Pennsylvania, it's fucking Hershey's, right? Hershey's is the big chocolate bullshit. And I don't think I know a single person who's, like, when they buy candy, going out of their fucking way to get a Hershey's chocolate bar, the most iconic type of chocolate bar, and nobody even cares about that. They might get, like, Reese's or, you know, I don't fucking know, Swedish Fish. Granted, those are my favorite, but sugar's the most powerful drug. I just feel like if that was his goal, to get them addicted to sweets for his purchase, there could have been so many other variations of sweetie sweets that he could have sold, you know? He should have sold lollipops. That'd be so fun. Or like the pop rings, the one you wear on your finger. The idea of buying chocolate doesn't seem uncommon, but nowadays I don't know. I don't even know anybody who goes and gets chocolate anymore. I wouldn't mind chocolate, and I like handing it out on Halloween or whatever, but Germans used to put meth. Well, that's what Mr. Beast needs to do. He needs to put meth in his products. That would help his public image, I think. Yeah, Mr. Beast candy sakes. Exactly. He wants to be like Willy Wonka. Oh my God. Has he done a Willy Wonka style challenge yet? Just inviting a bunch of kids into his factory. That would be the funniest thing for him to do right now. It's Ava Tyson dressed up like Willy Wonka. No, wait, don't go in there. The cameraman begins to bawl, unwilling to shine his equipment's flashlight toward what moves at the bottom of the basement stairs. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Get back! The cameraman screams. Get the fuck away from me! Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. Something long and dark takes hold of the cameraman's leg. Then, after one final bout of pleading, drags him back down the staircase with a cacophony of cracks and cries. His screams of terror turn to wails of agony, punctuated by a ripping and tearing and snapping before muffled whimpers are drowned out by the white-haired man's song. The itsy bitsy spider crawled up the spout again. Boom, dude. One down. That one was good. That was creepy as hell. Reminds me of the box of chocolates you had to sell for school fundraisers. Yeah, has anybody eaten any of the chocolate before? Is it good? So they both died. Yeah, the cameraman and the cop are dead. Meh. I just think the idea of the burgers is so funny to me. Like, imagine trying to like start a burger business, but you try to like run it like fucking Uber, where, you know, it's like with Uber, it's like, I don't know, just the homeless guy, he can drive people around, it's fine, he's got like a little clown car, and then he gets to be part of the Uber app. But in this situation, it's like any fucking random like burger place can like shit out a beast burger as long as it like meets whatever shitty standards are set. But I feel like that died out real fast. Do 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 do. Na 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 na. But the world's finest chocolate is still the best among them. Really? Is that like a brand, world's finest? Yeah, and I think that's the thing too, is like, what hubris, what absolute hubris of Mr. Beast to think that, like, I feel like there's like some Swedish elf out there who's been making chocolate through some familial lineage with like drops of, you know, unicorn blood for over 580 years. And Mr. Beast is like, yeah, step aside, buddy. We'll take it from here. I think he sold chocolate because there was no rival to Hershey. His demo wasn't buying Hershey, so it was an easy choice. It's like the creation of Pepsi when it comes to soda. Well, wouldn't that be a bad choice, though, if his demo was not buying Hershey? What would make them interested in his product if it's the same product, essentially? What's up, Noki? Sell robes, yeah. Yeah, you should just sell, like, Cadbury eggs all year round. But it's like his head in like a caricature cartoon. Oh, wait. Oh, okay, we're going to the next one. Okay, I was like, wait, this is a continuation? Dude, I remember that back in school. I was, we were doing the fundraiser or whatever. We were doing a fundraiser where I couldn't read, so I just took it back to my mom, and she sold, items to people at work for the fundraiser. And then at the end of the couple weeks or whatever, our teacher brings us the items that were purchased. I was unawares of any of them, and we were supposed to take them and give them to the parents, who then give them to their coworkers or friends or family or whatever that bought them. But I was just given all this like random candy and shit as as a third grader. I didn't know what the fuck it was. I thought it was mine. So I just remember like housing like everybody's shit before I even made it home. Luckily I didn't eat all of it, but I ate quite a bit of it, and that got me in a lot of trouble. If you could eat one food for the rest of your life, what would it be? Oh man, that's tough. I guess you would just need something that's like as boring as like chicken, broccoli, and rice. So you just get like, pretty much everything you need. Otherwise, if I was just lasagna every day, I would get real fucking gross. Starting senior year of high school tomorrow, any tips? Well, try hard in school, you know what I mean? And like, I don't know if you got accepted to colleges or whatever yet, because sometimes people get accepted to colleges and then they kind of like give up, which, sometimes you can take it easy or whatever, but still try. And still try to get involved, you know what I mean? But at the same time, have fun. Just enjoy yourself or whatever. Because, because it is kind of an interesting thing where you're like, your mind is sort of like sentient enough to like just find different aspects of school just so arbitrary and stupid that you can almost like blast through that type of work effortlessly. But then at the same time, I don't know, I remember my senior year I gave myself a lot of more free time. Like I actually stopped playing football because it was just, I didn't enjoy it anymore. I did end up playing like rugby later on, but just having all that free time was just really nice to just enjoy, I guess, the calm before the eventual increasing of responsibilities of adulthood and that kind of thing. Never done any martial arts. I think I did karate when I was real young. And then a while ago, I had done jiu-jitsu. But I just kind of got like so sick of jiu-jitsu because I feel like we never warmed up. Like we would just go right into like people like cranking your fucking arm to make it fall off. And I'm like, Jesus, dude, I didn't even fucking stretch and you're trying to kill me. And then on top of that, it's like that same person that's trying to like rip your head off is also a disgusting freak covered in fucking sweat and goo and probably some type of fungi that's going to get into your scalp. And like they probably don't clean the mats. I mean, maybe even if they did, it's just like a once over like squirt where they just wrung out their fucking ghee onto it and then just smooshed or mop around. But it's like, you got a concussion a few weeks ago. I'm sorry to hear that from jiu-jitsu. But yeah, there was just like this sensation of like doing it where I was like, I had to have started this back when I like was building my identity as a person, as a teenager or something. Otherwise, this is just too goddamn annoying to do. And I really don't like being touched by all these disgusting freaks. 6 concussions, oh my God. I mean, I'm kind of overplaying it and stuff, but it's just like, oh my God, it was just like you just got there. And then some dude who's already like been doing fucking, preemptive class just like gets, fucking mounts you and he's just like, all right, bro, I'm on top of you. And then you're just going through stuff and they're just like, their sweat is dripping on you and you're like, I get this. I get this is necessary for the sport. But if I'm just doing this just for like exercise and not some degree of sense of accomplishment or anything like that, I need to get the fuck out of here. I am not going to end up with ringworm for one of these weirdos. Yeah, stick with Rex Squando. As the white-haired man's song ceases, and the symphony of ripping flesh and crunching bones subsides, the blur on the screen fades to black, before being replaced entirely by the same flashing Cops logo observed previously. A muted, instrumental version of Bad Boys plays for a few seconds before the logo fades and is replaced by the image of a female police officer at the wheel of her patrol car. Every job has its challenges, she says pensively. It's just that working in law enforcement, those challenges are a lot different than most jobs. Sergeant Audrey Theriot. Learn new concepts in multiple ways, research textbooks, YouTube. For your senior year, yeah, I mean, if you're still that young, I feel like your brain is still like pretty open to like trying new shit. Doesn't mean you can't try new shit later, it's just harder. But if you're like, if your school is like this free taxpayer paid, and you don't realize it at the time, but you're like, fuck man, I'm in an environment where I'm surrounded by people my age, essentially like free education to like do shit that I kind of want to do, even though it can be a pain in the ass. I say like, take that music class, take that art class, take that one class that you just like think might be interesting, just to kind of like maybe create a foundation for something that you might enjoy doing in your free time, you know what I mean? Hey, working mom, good to see you. Thank you. Any podcasts or audible books you're currently hearing? I can't think of any, honestly. I listen to like random ones and that kind of thing, but they just like come and go so quick. How do you say this last name? Terrio, okay. Sergeant Audrey Terrio. Oh, what kind of puppy do you have? Was I a cop? No, and we're reading Cops on The Scary Story. Sergeant Audrey Terrio. The caption beneath her reads, And those challenges tend to vary from region to region too, she continues. Like out in the country, things tend to be a lot more reactive, whereas here in the city, we prefer a much more proactive approach. Lake Charles, Louisiana, another caption reads, routine patrol. And we patrol certain neighborhoods after dark, she explains, and try to anticipate criminal activity rather than just waiting for it to happen. Some nights can be pretty quiet, and others can be... Sergeant Terrio is interrupted by a sudden incoming radio transmission. All units, 2A13 has a code 3-1032 at 816 Gordon Street. I repeat, code 3-1032 at 816 Gordon Street out in Holy Cross. Respond with cherries and berries, over. Okay, we gotta take this, Sergeant Terrio says with urgency. She flicks on her lights and sirens, kicks her cruiser's engine up a gear, then tears off along the highway in the direction of the emergency. A code 3 is our highest level of emergency, and we're going in loud, Sergeant Terrio explains. And a 1032 means that we got an armed suspect, and we're probably going to see something right now. She falls silent, concentrating on the road ahead of her, bobbing and weaving in and out of traffic as she tears along the highway at breakneck speeds. After some distance, Terrio slows her cruiser down dramatically, then turns down a quiet suburban street. Ahead of her, another police cruiser sits stationary at the curb. All right, you ready? She asks her cameraman, before suddenly bringing her own cruiser to a complete stop. Okay, let's go. Sergeant Terrio slips from her driver's side door and sprints over towards her fellow officer. He kneels behind one of his cruiser's front tires, his eyes glued to the windows of a 3-story home on the opposite side of the street. What's the situation, Cooper? Terrio asks. It's the guy from that birthday party last week, Officer Cooper explains. You know, the one stabbed those 3 little girls to death? It's him. I know it's him. And he's in there, Sarge. He's fucking right in there. All right, Terry replies. We gotta wait for backup. 2 isn't enough. You got your shotgun in your cruiser? Yes, ma'am, the young officer replies. And go get it. As Officer Cooper sets about retrieving a pump-action shotgun from his police cruiser, Sergeant Terrio rushes back to her own. She grabs her radio set and requests backup. Then, within just a few short minutes, half a dozen additional officers and an aerial support unit have joined the fray. The sound of the helicopter's rotor blades join the cacophony of sirens and barked orders, and once a group of 8 officers are assembled and ready, Sergeant Terrio calls them to order. What's the situation, Sergeant? One of them asks. Is this suspect still in the building? Still in the building? Another sarcastically parrots. Look, top floor. That motherfucker's looking right at us. At the home's highest point, a window frame encapsulates the image of a shirtless Caucasian male. He stands motionless, his eyes fixed on the gathering below. Jesus Christ, that's him, another officer says. That's Floyd Cutter, the perp from the triple murder at that kid's birthday party. And tonight's the night we bring his ass in, Sergeant Terrio barks. Cooper, you're the first in with that shotgun. Fontaine. Anthony Fontana is going in. Fontenot. Fontenot, I want you at the rear with the camera guy. You got it, Sarge. All right, she continues. On 3, we move to the front door, but you see a gun in that top window, you blow that son of a bitch away. You got it? Got it. Terrio's officers yell back. Okay, 3, 2, 1, move! As Sergeant Terrio and her police officers advance towards the front door of the house, the suspect remains motionless in the overlooking window. The team gains entry to the home through the unlocked front door, then after clearing the first floor, they advance to the second and repeat the process of safely securing it. But when the officers reach the stairway leading to the 3rd floor, Sergeant Theriot orders them to halt.
"Floyd Cutter,"
she calls out.
"this is the Lake Charles Police Department. We know you're up there. Now come out slowly with your hands in the air."
Theriot's fellow officers stand at the ready, their weapons trained on the door concealing their suspect.
"This is your last chance to come out, Cutter,"
Theriot yells.
"Last chance to end this before it gets ugly."
The officers wait, but above them, nothing moves, nothing stirs, and the only sound is the dull thudding of the helicopter's rotor blades beating an anxious rhythm in the air.
"Cooper, Perez,"
Sergeant Theriot hisses.
"stack up on either side of the door, get his attention, keep him distracted."
As the officers obey, loudly ordering the suspect to surrender peacefully, Theriot reaches for her radio.
"Pelican 1, this is 2A01 requesting you shine your searchlight through the front-facing 3rd floor window of the target house. We need that suspect distracted facing away from the door, over." "Copy that, 2A01.
The helicopter's pilot reply buzzes through Theriot's handset.
"Pelican 1 has visual on the suspect. He's still looking out the window. I repeat, he is still looking out the window. Suspect has not moved since entry, over." "Roger that, Pelican 1.
Theriot replies.
"Keep eyes on the suspect until we have him in custody, over." "Will do, 01. Pelican 1 out."
All right, Sergeant Theriot says.
"Suspect is facing away from the door. Let's prep for entry. Try and force a surrender here, guys, but be prepared for anything."
Perez reaches for the door handle. Cooper readies a shotgun, while Sergeant Theriot and the rest of the team aim their weapons using the staircase for cover.
"Okay,"
Theriot says softly.
3, 2, 1.
At the go mark, Perez throws open the door before Cooper leans around the threshold. The camera catches sight of their shirtless suspect, still peering out of the window and completely unresponsive to what's unfolding to his rear.
"Show me your hands!"
roars Theriot.
"Hands, hands, you motherfucker!"
Perez echoes as he directs his own weapon towards the suspect.
"Do not turn around, Cutter,"
Theriot adds.
"Drop any weapons you may be carrying and slowly raise your hands."
The suspect remains motionless, his back to the heavily armed forces. The beams of their weapon-mounted flashlights are the only thing that illuminate him, and under their bright white glare, the suspect's flesh is revealed to be a patchwork of intricately patterned scar tissue. Sergeant Theriot slowly begins advancing up the staircase, her pistol still aimed at the suspect's back.
"You're coming with us, Cutter,"
she states.
"Whether that's in cuffs or a body bag, that's down to you. No one's got to get hurt tonight. Just drop your weapons and raise your hands."
While fear and adrenaline surge through the encroaching police officers, the suspect remains dead calm. The shotgun-wielding Officer Cooper joins Theriot in her advance, slipping past the threshold and into the room as he steps up onto the landing.
"That's it, Cutter," she says. "Don't do anything stupid now. Just put your hands up nice and slow."
But Cutter does not move slow. Excuse me. Who's gonna dab? Who's hitting the dab? Don't you be dabba-doo-dah dibbling. Don't you be dabbling in the doo-dah. But Cutter does not move slowly. Instead, he spins around in a split second and points something metallic towards the officers.
"Gun! He's got a gun!"
One of them roars. But the words have barely left his lips before his officers are... Oops.
Oh, yeah. With the voice of an angel. Playing Destiny an awful lot. Grind time, fellas. Dude, people have been playing Destiny for so long, it's crazy. Andrew Strong, welcome to the Butter Sock Cult. You now have access to bonus content. But the words had barely left his lips before her officers unleashed a fusillade of gunfire into the suspect's direction. The storm of lead rips through his torso, sending sprays of blood onto the brick and shattered glass behind him. He falls limp, and the weapon dropping from his grasp as he tumbles to the floor. "Suspect down!" shouts Officer Cooper. "Secure his weapon!" Terrio, wait, I forgot how you even say her name. Damn. Oh yeah. I was quiet. Me or who? Because I be reading, brother. Terrio. "Secure his weapon," Terrio yells. "Get the cuffs on him." The lead officers rush into the room, one to kick the pistol out of the suspect's reach, the other to roll over, the other to do their rolls. The lead officers rush into the room, one to kick the pistol out of the suspect's reach, the other to roll him over and handcuff him prior to rendering first aid. The others follow, the beams of their flashlights dancing at their feet as they lower their weapons and enter the room. "Hang on a second," Officer Cooper says, peering down at the suspect's weapon. "I think this thing He gently kicks the pistol with the toe of his boot. A hollow tap confirms his suspicions. "God damn it," he says in exasperation. "It's fucking plastic. This thing's just a toy." "You had no choice, Coop. None of us did," Sergeant Terrio says. "Now someone go get the goddamn lights on this place. I can't see shit." One of the officers turn. What's up, Diesel? One of the officers turns around, searching the rear wall for a searchlight, for a light switch. Jesus Christ. One of the officers turns around, searching the rear wall for a light switch. He finds one, then a second later, a dying bulb crackles into life above their heads and bathes the room into a dull, flickering glow. It's only then that the officers can see what had been daubed all over the walls and floor, the strange glyphs and symbols that match those carved into the suspect's flesh. "What the hell?" someone whispers. On the walls and ceiling, the symbols are of linear inscription, but on the floor, the Eldritch script has been inscribed into a circular pattern with concentric rings of indecipherable text surrounding the exact spot where the suspect has fallen. "What the hell is this stuff?" one of the officers asks. "It's not important right now," Sergeant Terrio replies. "We need our suspect in cuffs, and we need EMTs on the way." "Got the cuffs on him," Perez announces. "The hell's he smiling about?" someone asks, drawing the group's attention to the face of their prostrate perp. He lies prone, hands clasped as the small of his... He lies prone, hands clasped. Dude, I hate words that have too much S. Clasped. I cannot imagine what it must be like to be in the UK and have to say crisps. "I'll take a bag of crisps." Fuck that shit. That is too much. Too many sis. We need less of that. Hands clasped. I hate words that you really have to enunciate. I think you imitate accents nicely. Yeah, it was like I'm kind of sometimes kind of like lightly trying to do a Louisiana thing, but I don't know. I'm just sort of going with it a little bit. Is the stuff linear or non-linear that was up there? I don't know. You should just... Is there another word for crisps? 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 Crisps. I'll take a bag of crisps. Crisps. Psst. What if you wanted to say psst, like you're trying to get someone's attention? Psst. Psst. Yes? What can I do for you? I'll take a bag of crisps. Yeah, but isn't chips like deep fried fish or some shit? Or no, chips are fries, like French fries. Chippies. Oh, chippies, that's right. Oi, I'll take some chippies. Fish and chippies. These stories for tomorrow's upload, it's bonus content, so I'll probably have it up as soon as possible, but tomorrow's technical upload will be a big compilation. You're chalking? How come? Is it crisps or chips? You end up using both. I'm fairly certain that chips are French fries, and crisps are the thinly peeled, fried, and dried bag of chips. Crips in UK, chips in US. Right. Right. Okay. Either way, we need to change it. Get rid of the word crisps. I hate it. Talk to the queen. Whatever you got to do, put in a work order. We got to get this done. He lies prone, hands clasped at the small of his back, head turned to the watching officers. Yet despite suffocating on his own blood, Cutter's lips are curled in a rictus grin. Rictus? Is that right? Oh shit! Astro with a big 10 gifters. Welcome Rachel, Randine, Chris, Hollow, Sue, Robin Ball, Traveler on My Way Home, Jenny NM, Bad Cat Davis, Misty Hale, and Dawn. You guys now have access to bonus content that I'm working on right now, but there's a playlist for bonus content if you guys ever want to check that. You can binge it now if you were gifted and get through it in 1 month. I believe you have a gifted membership for 1 month. But be sure to thank Astro for their kind donation. Thank you, Astro. What do I think about Cybertrucks? I think they're yucky looking. I wouldn't mind like getting in one and just like seeing what it feels like to sit in one and drive it or whatever, but Cybertrucks as an invention are gross looking, you know? I think there's this weird thing about them where people think like I gotta get a designer car or whatever, but it reminds me in the same way that like Gucci shoes just feel like they cost $5,000 for one shoe to put on your foot, but it's made out of like cardboard leather, you know? Like if an animal died and the animal was comprised mainly of cardboard and you made leather out of it, that's like what those shoes feel like, but worse. And that's kind of what I liken a Cybertruck to, is just complete crap design. But I guess I don't really know what's under the hood. You know what? Let's look it up. I'm actually curious now. What are the specs of a Cybertruck? Food allergies and tolerances? I don't think so. I think like certain nuts, like if you eat, I just ate a shit ton of cashews. I feel like sometimes if I eat too much of something like almonds or something too fast, I might get a little like mucus buildup, but it's not too bad. I remember one time I made a dessert and I actually caused my friend to like, it was not my intention, but I dumped a bunch of like pecans or almonds or something on a dessert as like a topper, because that's what it called for. And he had some, but then ended up from that precipitating this like terrible allergic reaction to it that he had no idea that he'd ever had before, even though he'd been fine with like almonds. But I think because there was so many all at once, he's just like forever been now like whenever he, you know, an almond even gets near him or he smells it, he has like throat starts to close up. Body type, all electric pickup truck, even though it's not a fucking pickup truck. Body material, ultra hard 30x cold rolled stainless steel, which is claimed to be the dent resistant and almost bulletproof. Maybe it's like a tank. Glass, Tesla armor glass, which is engineered to be more resistant to damage. Dimensions, don't care. Ground clearance adjustable up to 16 inches. Performance, single motor rear wheel drive, 0 to 60 in 6.5 seconds. Top speed 110. Range 250 miles. I hate electric cars, dude. Fuck them. I hate that idea. Like, dude, I see people fucking camping out to like charge their car. Like, there's a little charging stations. You pull into a gas station. Like, you're pulling in a gas station to like tops be there. Like, get your gas, go in, get some snackies, get the fuck out of there. It's been like 10 minutes at the most. These people gotta like set up, they're like tailgating over there in the fucking, I see them, they've got their hammocks out, they're playing fucking bocce ball waiting for their stupid electric car to charge. Fuck off. I'm not doing that. You have to plan your whole goddamn day, invite your family in just to charge your car. Oh yeah. The low poly model, yeah. Dual motor, all-wheel drive. Oh, these are the different ones. Tri-motor, all-wheel drive. What the fuck is that? Payload capacity, 3,500 pounds. Other features, adaptive air suspension can raise and lower the vehicle by up to 4 inches in either direction. Onboard power, multiple 110 volts, 210 volt outlets, and air compression built in. Air compressor? Wait, to like pump your tires? Oh my god, that would be brilliant. Like whenever your air tires get low, there's something built in the cars to like repressurize them. Oh my fucking god. Why doesn't that exist? How simple would that be? It would you would have to do it, I guess, as you're driving. Maybe as you're idling, it could just like do like a quick like tss, 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 you know, because you wouldn't lose that much over a period of time. So if you only needed to go up like a certain PSI, or maybe it's something that like could do like a self-diagnostic type thing within the car, checking its PSI, and then like you could activate it yourself knowing that the car is idle in your driveway or some shit. Your dad works fixing and safe-defying Tesla. What's his thoughts? You have to have a home charger. Yeah, fuck that, dude. Pain in the ass. I mean, I guess like a hybrid makes sense, but you know, the all-electric concept to me is just does not feel. Just my intuition is telling me that that's not doable. Your EV gives you a heated back massage every trip to work through it, so it's worth it. Really? Couldn't get that in any other models. Hey, Hugo, take care, friend. Maybe it exists, but it's spread all over the other businesses will lose sales and services. Oh, yeah, I guess that's true, the spread of it. But I mean, like, you see gas stations have, like, free compressed air anyways, right? So, like, that is a service that, you know, that you would cut into, like compressing your own tires and stuff. Doesn't mean they couldn't do it externally at, like, a machine shop, but I don't think it would affect too many industries by, like, incorporating that. What do you think about the guy that died after making cars drive off water and the other guys that made innovating automobile stuff? And the other guys that made innovating made it illegal or what? I do remember hearing about a guy with a water
water-based engine being killed or something like that, but I don't know much about it. I don't know. I feel like on Earth, converting different substances into like energy and then it just taking a different form to then therefore be like changed back into that other form later on. I don't know, maybe that goes against the laws of entropy or whatever. I'm just saying words, but honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if you could like make a car that runs on water. Man, that sucks. It sucks that every like legitimate innovation that we could have in sort of like this limitless scientific advancement stage of human history is just like limited based on the fact that like a company might not make $1 billion that year by drip feeding that shit out to us. I mean, maybe that's not the case, but it would be nice. He lies prone, hands clasped at the small of his back, head turns to the watching officers, yet despite suffocating on his own blood, Cutter's lips are curled in a rictus grin. He regards them with wild exhilaration, his parting lips revealing blood-stained teeth. He tries to say something, but only succeeds in coughing up a slew of his own fresh blood. Roll him onto his side. Sergeant... what's her name again? Thario? Terrio, sorry. Roll him onto his side, Sergeant Terrio says. Don't let him choke. Officer Perez obliges her, but his attempt to clear the suspect's airway is futile. He continues to choke as more and more blood proceeds to flood his perforated lungs. He's not going to make it, Sarge, Perez states. What's that ETA on the ambulance? Terrio asks. They're headed our way, an officer replies. 10 minutes max. He doesn't have 10 minutes, Perez adds, his ears tuned to the suspect's labored breathing. Cutter coughs and splutters, blood leaking from his mouth and nostrils until finally he breathes his last breath. Sayonara, shitbird, Cooper seethes. His words are met with disapproval from Sergeant Terrio. Cooper, she barks. Get your ass outside and secure the perimeter. Make sure any civilians out there are under control. Yes, ma'am, Cooper says through gritted teeth, before obediently making his way downstairs. And the rest of you, she yells, wheeling around to address the remainder of the group. Unless you want to spend tomorrow morning in the lieutenant's office getting your asses chewed out, stay professional. The officers nod or murmur to the affirmative before Sergeant Terrio continues. I need one of you to head down to your cruiser to get some evidence bags. We need to secure that toy pistol while it still has Cutter's prints on it, she says. And the rest of you, make sure that... In an instant, Terrio is silenced as she and her officers turn their attentions to the body of the recently deceased suspect. His corpse, still and silent for the previous few minutes, is now violently twitching as if racked by mysterious muscle spasms. Seizure? Someone asks. I thought he was dead. He was, Perez yells in response. Check his pulse. There was nothing, I swear. Hold him steady, Terrio instructs. Make sure those cuffs are secure. He could be trying something. He's not going anywhere, Sarge, Perez growls. He holds the suspect securely on his side, watching as the seizures causes more fresh blood to leak from his mouth and nose. Jesus Christ, what's happening to him? Someone asks. I have no idea, Terrio says, her eyes widening as the inexplicable display. Do you know Darkness Prevails in Mr. Haunted? I know Darkness Prevails, and I think I may have talked to Mr. Haunted here and there. I think we did a collab before. Oh, everything just like blends together in my mind anymore. How to kill 3 guys with a toy gun. It was from before. There was, he was a suspect of a murder that killed 3 girls at a birthday party and I think went on the run or something like that. And they finally caught up to him. Or did he kill someone? Is that what brought him to the house in the first place? I don't know. What's up, Queef? Pew, pew. I have no idea, Terrio says, her eyes widening at the inexplicable display. Just keep him steady, goddammit. Where the hell is EMS? Sarge, Perez says, his voice swelling with panic. Something's happening here. Sergeant Terrio walks over to the office. Sergeant Terrio walks over to Officer Perez, who struggles to hold their suspect steady as the seizures only intensify. What's wrong with him? She asks. Perez simply looks at her with wide, terrified eyes. In an instant, the flesh between the suspect's shoulder blades begins to split, spraying Perez's uniform with blood. Horrified, he lets go, allowing the suspect to roll into his stomach as the open wound widens. Where the hell is EMS? Roars Terrio as she drags Perez away from the spasming corpse. The flesh of the suspect's back continues to rip and tear, until suddenly his shoulder blades burst open and apart in an eruption of blood and viscera, like some kind of hideous, gore-drenched hatchling spreading its wings. Jesus fucking Christ! Someone yelps as the officers press their backs to the walls of the attic. They watch as the suspect's insides seem to liquefy and pool, bubbles of fresh blood rising and popping in a bowl of carbon soup. Everyone out of the building, Terrio says. Go, now, move! Perez is the first to make it for the door as Terrio barks at the others, eliciting their compliance and ensuring that she's the last to leave. The suspect's body still spasms and twitches as she reaches the top of the stairs, and after lowering her foot onto the first step downwards, Sergeant Terrio stops and looks back into the room. The movement takes but a fraction of a second, but in that brief flicker of a moment, she sees something, long and thin, rising from the suspect's bisected corpse. She hurtles down each flight of stairs, screeching at her officers to take cover behind their vehicles. They have never heard such terror in her voice. As the officers and cameraman spill out into the street, a group of waiting reinforcements seem confused by their sudden emergence. What was going on in there? One of them asks. His question receives no answer. Instead, Terrio begins yelling into her radio as she runs. Dispatch, this is 2A01. Be advised, we have a potential quarantine situation at 1816 Gordon Street. Request immediate backup and guidance on containment procedures. Over. As Sergeant Terrio and her officers take cover behind their vehicles, the house they only recently emerged from begins to creak and groan. There is a sudden flash of movement in the third-story window before the interior of the home suffers some kind of catastrophic structural collapse. An entire floor comes crashing down, forcing dust and debris out of shattered windows and prompting more yells and confusion from the newly arrived backup. A further crash inside the home has dust plumes rising into the air, and once again a loud groan can be heard from its interior. But this time, it's not the whine of straining timber. It is a much deeper, much more frightening rumble, the likes of which none of them has ever heard before. The sound alone is enough to curdle their blood. In an instant, the entire house seems to crack and come apart as some serpentine mass tears itself free from the bonds of masonry and extends itself to its full, unfettered height. The congregated officers watch in awe and horror as 1,000 eyes suddenly blink open and stare back at them. A terrible silence hangs in the air for a few moments. The thing stands motionless,
observing them with a cold curiosity. Then, as the seconds drag by, the soft pitter-patter of raindrops begins to break the fragile quiet. Sergeant Theriot stands mesmerized with terror, weapon pointed towards the towering mass. She doesn't breathe. She doesn't blink. She only comes to her senses when the first fat raindrop hits her forehead. It's unlike any she has seen before. Dark, wet splotches begin to appear on the sidewalk, on her patrol car, and on the exposed flesh of her fellow officers. She reaches up and touches one of the patches of liquid now present on her arm and rubs the substance between her thumb and forefinger. It's warm, sticky, and a coppery sweat scent. Fuck. Brah. Oh yeah, the quote about hate is from I Have No Mouth and Must Scream. That's what that was from. Ever done an in-person interview? I have not, no. I've always been curious, what it would be like to have someone come up to do a street interview. I would like to do that. Just so I could say, grab her by the pussy, and run away. Will you say bungholio? Need TV for my bunghole. Bungholio. Who's my favorite narrator? Rainn Wilson. How is the Hawk Tuah girl, like, popular? Like, honest question. Is she popular? Has there been any sort of success post silly interview saying, you know? It's like, how come the grab her by the pussy guy didn't get a LA deal? You know what I mean? English or Spanish? Probably English. But, because, like, how much more content can be generated from the Hawk Tuah situation? The Hawk Tuah situation is crazy. She's a manager, time will tell. I guess it's true. I heard somewhere someone said that she's like trying to make connections by doing like celebrity dating bullshit. She's pretty funny. Well, that's cool. Yeah, she needs a podcast. And then from that point on, I will decide. I will pass my judgments. Or wait, is it grab it by the... No, wait, what's the guy? Grab her by... Isn't that what he said? The guy, the like crazy guy with the hood? Grab her by the pussy. Interview. Oh, fuck her right in the pussy. Okay, now it comes back to me. Do you guys remember this guy?
She's 20? Hell, I'd fuck her. You can't say you wouldn't fuck her. Maybe that's what I'll do when they find her. I'll go and fuck her.
I wonder if this is
Fuck her right in
real.
the pussy.
All right, well, we definitely apologize for that editing error in that story. We are going to switch gears now to the prospect of peace talks.
It's very, very unusual.
The 3 victims were part of a CXS group.
Fuck her right in the pussy!
Oh, my goodness. And
my
obviously
goodness.
somebody has interfered with Laura Ingalls' live shot, grabbing her mic and running. We
It's
apologize
just-
for the profanity, which
He's
he
so
also said on
like
our
perfect
air.
form.
It is
Puts
gonna be a
his.
big cleanup.
Oh my god, he's got like. It almost looks like he's like green screened in. He doesn't even look real.
Pipeline. I'm standing here with Fred, who says
Oh
he
my
was greatly
God.
impacted by the gushing of oil.
He's got
Can
the
you tell us
exact
a little more of
outfit
what you
too.
saw?
How did they not?
I sure can. I was sitting on my front porch, grabbed a beer, and fuck her right in the pussy.
Back
Disgusting.
It's disgusting.
Tonight, warmer weather is on the way.
Yeah, tomorrow looks pretty nice.
So you have not purchased your costume yet. What
Another
are you gonna be
time.
this year?
A prostitute.
When will they? Oh,
Okay. This gentleman here has purchased his costume. What are you going to be this year, sir?
holy
I
shit.
really don't know what this is, but I've got something a whole lot scarier.
Let's see it.
Sure thing. Fucker right in the pussy.
Oh.
3 times. He's like a time traveler. Those clips are from like 200 years apart. Fucker right in the pussy. Where has he been? I don't know, dude. He went back to 2052. He sounds so kind. He's a kind-hearted soul. Nicest man you'll ever meet. We need him back. We don't need Hawk Tua, bitch. We need fucker right in the pussy guy. It is warm, sticky, and has a coppery scent. As the downfall grows heavier, the thousand-eyed thing which towers above them unfurls a pair of gargantuan, translucent and intricately veined wings, each with a sickeningly iridescent sheen. As it swings them, the downdraft is enough to cause the officer to shield their eyes, and the sound alone chills the blood of all who hear it. Then, with one great and terrible effort, the thousand-eyed thing rises up into the starless night sky and disappears. Fucker right in the pussy. As it echoes through the sky with lightning. Fucker right in the pussy. Or just like that guy shows up on the cops tape. Fucker right in the pussy. That's all story 3 is going to be, is just him saying that. How's my nut going? It's good. Good night. Good night to be live. Yes, sir. Say that in tonight's closer. That would be, well, technically these don't have a closer, but that would be really funny. I wonder, I guess it doesn't matter how many people would get mad. But I guess, like, if you really think about it, getting mad doesn't mean anything, does it? Isn't it weird we always say that? Like, I bet there were people that were mad. How many people are going to be pissed? All these people, there's probably people that are so pissed. But do pissed people, do they matter at all? Ones that get angry about stuff? Anger doesn't mean anything, does it? More cartoon sound effects, like slipping on a banana. Whip woo. What kind of music do I like? Did you ever listen to Blue Man Group? One of my favorites. I think they should be in the music rock and roll Hall of Fame. Fudge it right in the pudding. I'm here for the 4th live stream in a row. I see talking times have been reduced by 5 minutes. Hell yeah, dude. You're on to it. But it's good to see you. What's happening, C-Days? Where you been? Do I like grunge? What would be a grunge thing that I could listen to right now? And I'll tell you if I like it or not. Grunge. The grunge. Was that story with the girl threatening you real? Oh, the fucking one sent in. I have no idea. I mean, just creepy emails you get sometimes. But like Fred Durst. Yeah, dude. I remember when I was younger, I did really like Limp Bizkit. It's good shit. Good shit! Limp Bizkit! Get the frick out my face! Nirvana. Yeah, I mean, I like Nirvana. Everybody likes Nirvana. Thanks, Gummy Worms. Good to see you.
It's worth searching Beetlejuice and Gilbert Godfrey still on Howard Stern. Oh yeah, a classic. Oh my god, I do want to watch that later though. All right, let's just get to the last story here. At least what I think is the last story. As the camera's lens becomes caked in the oily red substance, the picture fades to black and is replaced by the Cops logo and theme song. Once again, the cycle repeats itself after a brief intermission. The voice of yet another police officer replaces the steady reggae rhythm of Bad Boys. Some nights you can definitely be worse than others, a male officer opines. But for me, I think I'd rather just be doing something. Those nights where nothing, happens for hours at a time and it goes from 1 to 100 in a hot minute. Those are the nights I don't like. The shot changes to a close-up of a young African-American police officer sitting at the wheel and guiding his patrol car along a lonely stretch of lamplit highway. Officer Tony Harper, the caption reads. I'd rather be going from one call to the other, boom, 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 he says, because next thing you know, you're halfway through my shift already, but as a general rule, it's best to just expect the unexpected. Be ready for anything. The officer has barely finished speaking before a reckless driver pulls out in front of him at dangerously high speeds. What in the world is this fool thinking? Officer Harper mutters to himself rhetorically. He flicks on his lights and sirens, then reaches for his radio. Dispatch, this is Officer 227. I'm westbound on the 290 near Oak Hill Apartments, initiating a traffic stop on a vehicle involved in reckless driving. Vehicle is blue, Nissan, Altima. Driver appears to be a Caucasian female. Copy that, 227. 227. They did 277. You did not do your magnesium. Oh yeah, good idea. I gotta do that. All right, I'll be right back. Let me grab that. Good idea. Thank you for reminding me.
Boner pills. Oh, that's what I'll sell on the channel. A bunch of boner pills. I guess people do the Blue Chew promos. I'm missing out. But we have to make like our own in-house. Boom, 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 boom. What's up, Pablo? What's happening? How's everybody doing? You felt the oxygen leaving you? How come? Who's stealing it? Who's taking her oxygen? What the hell? Angel, how much magnesium to take? Let me look it up. Let me take a peek-see. I can tell you what I take. And I can be honest, it does really help me. Burp on command so you can start the story with a good Vice moment. Vice moment? That sounds dangerous. Like Vice City? Alright. Magnesium. Here it is. So it's called Gorilla Dream. It can only be taken by gorillas, such as myself. But it's got vitamin B6, 2,059% of your daily amount. Perfect. And this is with 4 capsules. Magnesium bisglycinate, which is, it's so weird. Like when you see magnesium incorporated into like sleep compounds or whatever, like supplements, it always seems like it's a different form of magnesium. Like it's so many different types. Zinc, GABA, ashwagandha, lemon balm extract, L-theanine, valerian root, chamomile extract, hops extract, skull cap extract, melatonin, microactive melatonin, and Mr. Beast's Beastables chocolate. Because no one else was buying it, so they started putting it in everything. Like fluoride. Give you a shout out like old times. What's up, dude? What's old times? I feel like you've only been in the stream for like a month. All those ingredients help fight depression. Sweet. Yeah. I mean, sleep, in my opinion, is the biggest fighter of depression. I know that sounds, I mean, obviously there's other aspects, but maybe that's why depressed people sleep so much, is maybe their bodies, I'm just theorizing from like a simply biomechanical concept, maybe sleep deprivation is what like leads us to like feeling like poo-poo. You ever gotten around to try Feastables? I really haven't. I want to. Next time I go to the like gas station or something, I'm gonna try one just to see if it's good. But once again, I just don't think chocolate bars, unless it's like the really good ones, you know, that people like have to have or whatever. But like just chocolate by itself in like little squares, outside of like s'mores, which is still, you know, 100% going to be, which is hilarious. That's like, I wonder if like s'mores only showed up once Hershey's chocolate did, like the concept of it. It's been around for millennia. You didn't sleep with your depressive disorder? Damn. Well, oh. I'm just thinking like maybe that plays into it more though. I don't know. But I know that's like, I've just heard that sleep deprivation or lack of sleep is one of the biggest contributors to depression within like school-age teenagers and that kind of thing. Which would make sense because I feel like when I was in school I stayed up late all the time and felt like shit during the day.
Oh, and insomnia. Yeah, that would be terrible. Wonder if the insomnia came first and then the depressive disorder. Who's my favorite scary story narrator? Probably just me. I only like me. Do I take omega-3? I do. I take some fish oils, usually after the gym. I keep it in my freezer. Alright guys, last story. Let's get locked the frick in. As the camera's lens becomes caked in the oily red substance, the picture fades to black and is replaced by the Cops logo and theme song. Once again, the cycle repeats itself, and after a brief intermission, the voice of yet another police officer replaces the steady reggae rhythm of Bad Boys. Some nights can definitely be worse than others, a male officer opines. But for me, I think I'd rather be doing something. Those nights where nothing happens for hours at a time, and then it goes from 1 to 100 in a hot minute. Those are the nights I don't like. The shot changes to a close-up of a young African-American police officer sitting at the wheel and guiding his patrol car along a long stretch of lamplit highway. Officer Tony Harper, the caption reads. I'd rather be going from one call to another, boom, 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 he says, because the next thing you know, you're halfway through my shift already. But as a general rule, it's best to expect the unexpected and be ready for anything. The officer has barely finished speaking before a reckless driver pulls out in front of him at dangerously high speeds. What in the world is this fool thinking? Officer Harper mutters to himself rhetorically. He flicks on his lights and sirens and then reaches for his radio. Dispatch, this is Officer 227. I'm westbound on the 290 near Oak Hill Apartments, initiating a traffic stop on a vehicle involved in reckless driving. Vehicle is a blue Nissan Altima. Driver appears to be a Caucasian female. Copy that, 227, comes the reply. Do you require any additional units or assistance? Negative. Harper responds. But stand by for further details. Making contact now. Over. Officer Harper revs the engine of his patrol car, approaching triple-digit speeds in order to catch up with the erratic driver. Austin, Texas, the caption reads. Traffic stop. I don't think she's going to run, he says. Then, as if on cue, the driver ahead of him flicks on their right-hand turn signal and begins pulling over to the side of the road. There you go, Officer Harper says. She didn't strike me as the type to start trouble. He joins her in drifting over to the side of the road. Then, while maintaining a safe distance between the two vehicles, Harper parks his cruiser and turns off the engine. Yet just as he does so, the female driving the car ahead jumps out of her driver's side door and begins rapidly approaching Harper's vehicle. Pradeep's shitting in his box right now. Okay, he's done. He's done, but I know for a fact that he'll go back in there and shit more. I don't know why. I feel like he has like an OCD. He's like, did I cover it all? Predators are gonna find that and steal my shit. Yet just as he does so, the female driving the car ahead jumps out of her driver's side door and begins rapidly approaching the Harper's car. Spoke too soon, I guess, he says with audible disappointment, before grabbing his taser and stepping out of his cruiser. Stop right there, Harper yells. Turn around and return to your vehicle. The young female driver appears to be saying something to the officer, but it is drowned out by the drone of passing traffic. Do not approach the officer's vehicle during a traffic stop, he yells, pointing his taser at the driver as she continues to advance. The cameraman readjusts, gaining a clearer picture and cleaner audio.
The young woman, who now stands stationary just 10 to 15 feet away, appears distraught. Tears stream from eyes ringed with exhaustion as she begs Officer Harper for help. "Officer, please, you have to help me," she says with a quivering voice. "Someone's coming after me, and when they find me, they're going to kill me." Her final words are shrill with panic. Officer Harper lowers his taser. "Who's coming after you, ma'am?" he asks. I don't know," she says. It's going to sound fucking crazy, but I don't know what they look like. All I know is that they're coming after me. They're coming tonight. So please, I'm begging you, you have to protect me." "We're going to get you the help you need, ma'am," Harper says. "But you can't be driving like that, all right? You almost hit me." "I know, I'm sorry," the girl replies. "I'm just so fucking scared right now, and I really, really need your help. Please, officer, take me to jail or something. I'm not safe out here." "I can't just put you in a cell, ma'am," Harper explains. "That's not how it works." The girl's eyes widen with panic for a moment. She then marches over to the front of Harper's cruiser and slams her foot into the front headlight. The grunts. "Can I mod you?" "No, dude. Why do you want to be modded?" You asked that last time. Why do people want to be modded? It's not good. If you ask to be modded, it indicates subconsciously that you desire some pointless internet power, which doesn't mean anything. It doesn't bode well for those who desire power, especially meaningless power. Do your friends that know you in real life join your lives? Just curious. Sometimes they do, just to troll, you know. "Make me a god." Okay, you can be a god. What's up, Kurt? You can't ask the Vatican to be a saint. Good point, good point. It's exactly what's going on here. Guys, if you become a mod, it's a lot of responsibility. You have to go through rigorous, potentially years of training to learn how to, like, tell someone who says a bad word to stop saying that. Can I give you a lifetime membership? I don't even have control over that. I wish I could conveniently gift a bunch of members to people. I would do that, honestly. Like, have, like, a designated amount of them that I give out each thing. Can I do anything in this? Let's see. Click this. Membership gifting. Buy memberships for viewers. Whoa. That's cool. Do I even have... I don't even know if I have a card hooked up. Oh. Holy shit. Wait, let's do it. Oh my god, no way. That's hilarious. Well, there you go. Boom shakalaka. You have been endowed. Yo, let's read. Thanks for the 20 gifters, bro. You're welcome, bro. Welcome, Deshay, Amber, Joshua, Ark, Kelly, Grim, Sue, Dave, Wheelhauer, Amberly? Yeah, Amberly. Neo Drux, Fruity Snack, Peter, Angelica, Revy, Elizabeth Knapp, Lazy but Talented, Beaver, Thomas Ashley, Rick Irv, Kelly, Saracena, Renee, Cope. Welcome, friends. Be sure to thank Let's Read for the epic donation. Wonder if I can, like, specifically gift people based on their name. I can ban them. I could ban. Anybody want to be banned? Just kidding. Oh, there you go. Well, that's a good way to get people access to the bonus content when it's done. I just paid myself. I don't know how that works. Yeah, money laundering. Oh my god, that's a great idea. Yeah. I think after 10,000 members, that's when the IRS starts asking questions.
Mischievous dog. Mischievous dog.
She grunts with the impact, and the plastic cracks. You crazy? Harper yells, slamming his driver's door shut before approaching the young woman. He orders her to turn around, grabs her wrists, then handcuffs them after placing her under arrest. He leads the woman to the back of his cruiser, reciting her rights as she grips the crook of her elbow. As they walk, the woman recites a mantra of her own. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, she says. Dispatch, this is Officer 227, Harper announces via his radio. I got a suspect in custody for vandalizing police cruiser. Requested transport for her vehicle just west of Oak Hill Apartments on the 290. Copy that, 27. I just keep saying 277. Wouldn't it be 227? Unless they say something different on the way back. I think you have to activate your gifted memberships in your Google account or something like that. Copy that, 227, comes a reply. Transport will be there within the hour. I understand you're going through a lot right now, ma'am, Harper says, directing his words at the woman in the back seat. But you just made things a whole lot worse for yourself. Where are you taking me? She asks. Once a tow truck gets here, I'll be putting you in booking, he replies. After that, you probably have to spend a night in a cell. Thank God, the woman says. Her sincerity prompts Officer Harper to turn in his seat, and through the protective grill which separates them, he regards her with very curious eyes. Ma'am? He asks. Just what exactly is going on with you tonight? I told you, she replies, a deep exhaustion gradually supplanting her terror. Someone's coming for me. Who's coming for you? Harper asks. I don't know, she replies impatiently. But they know you, right? Right. Okay, but why are they coming after you? Officer Harper asks. Do you owe somebody money? If I tell you, the girl replies, you'll think I'm crazy. And how do you know that? Because everyone thinks I'm fucking crazy when I tell them, she replies. So will you. There was a sudden glimmer of pity in Officer Harper's eyes. Honestly, I don't know if you're crazy or not, he says. What I do know is that you're 100% going to spend that night in a cell. So if someone really is after you for whatever reason, it'll take a small army to get you down at the precinct. Oh, God, thank you. The girl's weakening reply. Thank you, Jesus. Officer Harper and his arrestee wait by the roadside for around 15 minutes until finally the tow truck arrives to haul away her vehicle. Harper exits his cruiser for a minute, ensures the truck has been sent by the county, and then returns to his driver's seat. He turns, on the cusp of saying something to the girl in the back, but sees that she is fast asleep. To most, the back seat of his patrol car represents rock bottom, but to her, it is a warm bosom of safety. First ever I met who's happy to be arrested, that's for sure, Harper says to the cameraman. Let's just see what she has to say once we get her to the precinct. The scene shifts to the parking lot of the local police precinct. Officer Harper pulls into the lot and then drives around to a specialized secure entrance used for booking suspects. Oops. I need to burp again. I need a shit and fart and smart. Did I miss? Oh, Chrissy Meowry, thank you for the gift or two. Pamela Meckley, thank you, Chrissy. And Boop, thank you for the 936. Thanks for the dedication and the Buttersock Hangout. You're welcome, my friend. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. What's going on right now? We are just recording some spooky stories for bonus content. Let's see what else I can do here, because it said membership gifting. Buy memberships for viewers. Unlock members only perks. Oh, I guess I'm just seeing what you guys see too. Super chat. I can super chat to myself. I probably shouldn't do that one. Super stickers. Oh, those are, yeah. I mean, I guess there's nothing that... I was thinking a while ago, if there was, I remember back whenever I would do like push-ups on the stream and stuff, if I like couldn't get to a certain amount of push-ups or a certain thing, that would then force me to like gift you guys like a certain amount or something. Like say you're gonna get gifted 10 gifters anyways, but then if I couldn't make it to a certain amount, I would have to gift 20, or you know what I mean, something like that. Ouch. Give Pradeep a shout out. Pradeep. Oh god, he fucking, I don't know how that happened, but he shit in his shit box and like the ammonia fumes are like making it to my eyeballs from that far away, which is crazy. Things are going to turn around. I don't do push-ups anymore. I do chest at the gym, all that kind of stuff, but I don't do it during streams anymore. I'm super duper, thank you. Appreciate that. You're super duper. Alright. Past 8 years, literally cannot fall asleep without videos. Love you, man. Thanks, Grim. Good to see you. Glad we can help you out. What am I waffling about? Why is waffling like a weird term? That reminds me of like of those like strange terms you see on like social media posts now, where it's like, because I saw some meme the other day where it was like, eating dinner in 2024 is crazy, with the skull emoji face. And I feel like the what are you waffling about thing is also kind of within that realm of strange Gen Z idioms. Is idioms, is that the right thing? I don't know. I wish you would read your comments on X after you post and ghost your screen with the bright TV bums that square into OLEDs. I wouldn't doubt it does the same to other TVs too. Wait. What? Your screen with a bright TV burns the square into OLEDs. Oh, I wouldn't doubt it do the same to other TVs too. I mean, wait, are you talking about my videos? Because I added some effects to the background, like with moving dust and stuff like that, to prevent screen burn. Calling Twitter X is crazy. Is that what you're referring to? What's the age range for the chat? I mean, honestly, everybody's crazy random ages. Older, younger, older. I feel like mainly a little bit like older. Alright. Officer Harper pulls into the lot, then drives around to a specialized secure entrance used for booking suspect. Oh, that sounds weird. Officer Harper pulls into the lot and then drives around to a specialized secure entrance used for booking suspects. After opening up the rear passenger door, Harper has to gently prod the woman to rouse her from her slumber. She seems to be on the verge of catatonia during the search and inventory process, and struggles to keep her eyes open as she mumbles her name, date of birth, and other identifying details. The woman is photographed and fingerprinted. Then, after a series of brief medical questions, Officer Harper leads her to a single-person cell containing only a sleeping cot and a small reading light. "Are you going to be okay in here?" he asks her. "I'm safer in here than I am out there," the girl replies warily. "I'm going to take that as a yes," Harper says before adding, "Look, I have to head back onto our patrol in a few hours. You should get some sleep. When I come back, we're going to have a nice long talk about what's haunting you." That didn't sound right. "But when I come back, we're going to have a nice long talk about who's hunting you and why." You promise you'll try and help me?" she asks, a ray of hope entering her voice. "That's my job, ma'am," Harper replies. The girl is so grateful that for a moment she seems on the verge of tears. She holds them back, utters a shaky thank you, and then sits down on the wall-mounted sleeping cot as Officer Harper and his cameraman exit her cell. True to his word, Officer Harper spends the next few hours patrolling the highways and byways of central Texas. He then returns to the precinct in the early hours of the morning, and as promised, he approaches the desk sergeant regarding an interview with the young woman. The sergeant signs a few forms, ensures an interview room is free, and then clears the woman for questioning. The last remaining obstacle between Harper and his nice long talk is a medical check from one of the precinct's medics, and the medic on shift that evening is a portly middle-aged woman named Sandy. Sandy smiles for the camera as she passes the booking desk and then accompanies a custody officer into the precinct's cell block. The custody officer unlocks the door and allows Sandy into the young woman's cell. But then, instead of standing watch as per standard procedure, he strolls back toward the booking desk to engage Officer Harper in conversation. Those left behind at the precinct heard a brief account of her story, and it's clear to see that their collective curiosity is piqued. The terrified young woman's story is an unusual one, but if true, she's not the one they need to worry about. The real threat is posed by the one who pursues her. "Sandy might have a task waking her up," Harper says. "She looked ready for sleep for days the last time I saw her." "We had to wake her up, just the one time to check her," the desk sergeant says. "She was unresponsive, but I'm not sure that she really knew I was there. Poor girl just seems burned out." "You believe her story?" one of Harper's fellow officers. "You believe her story?" one of Harper's fellow officers asks him. "I don't know what to believe," he says with a shake of his head. "At first I figured it was like mental health kind of thing, you know. But she just seemed so damn relieved to be in that cell. I've never seen anything like it." "Me either," the desk sergeant says. "And I've been doing this job almost 40 years. "You think Sandy'd be done checking up on her by now?" Harper says, peering down the corridor towards the holding cells. Then, as if on cue, all heard a sharp crack. Someone say bingo. Someone derail Joel. Derail this train. Almost 2K for another OLD TV. I'm not going to be putting Joel on the main screen ever again until he does something about the stream screen. Wait, so this stream screen that's moving with lots of different stuff that's moving is causing it hurt your screen? Is that true? I mean, look at it. It's like bubbles, there's tentacles, the light thing changes. There's like little animations here and there. I'm just confused. The small screen on the TV is too bright. I mean, isn't that something that you can't turn your brightness down on your TV thing? I mean, do you have to have the... I'm just confused. Like, if you're listening to something on an OLED... Is it on the television? Can you turn your brightness down on it so it doesn't like burn out your shit? Leaves a small spot. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the only thing I can think for you is to like change the brightness on your screen. You know, there's like options with your little, like if you're on a TV, I'm sure the remote has options to turn down your brightness. Look, there's fish. I'm going to come to your house and turn the brightness down, seeing as this is my fault. I do that, though. I go to your house when you're sleeping. I turn the brightness all the way up. On an OLD, there is burn-in problem with things that don't move. Well, you know, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to do for you. I guess I owe you $2 million. Owned by cats. Thank you for the gifter, too. Bud Chronic. Thank you. You now have access to bonus content. The screen just sits there. Yeah, I don't know what to say, man. I mean, it like there's got to be a solution. Let's ask. Let's ask ChatGPT. We can figure this out for you. We can do some critical thinking and figure out a problem. So, I have an OLD TV screen. And the thing that I leave running on that screen has a very bright area that burns into the OLD screen. What do? Enable pixel shift if available. Many OLED TVs have pixel shift feature that moves the image slightly at intervals to prevent burn-in. Check your TV settings for this feature. Use screensavers. Set up a screensaver that activates when the TV is idle for a certain amount of time. Reduce brightness. That's all, yeah. Enable logo luminance adjuster if available. Some OLED TVs come with logo luminance adjuster that automatically reduces the brightness of static elements like logos to prevent burn-in. Check your TV settings for this feature. Use dark mode. If content allows it, use dark mode. Change content. Perform a pixel refresher. Many OLEDs come with a pixel refresher feature. This is designed to calibrate the pixels and minimize burn-in. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm sure you can figure it out. Coffee Cat, thank you for the gifter too. L. Welcome, Al. Thank you, Coffee. You got pixel shift on. Listen, Don. I'm very happy that you are here, but I am not the king of troubleshooting. I don't work at customer service for your OLED screen. But I believe in you. That's one thing I can do. I can believe that you can figure it out. Because I don't think that screen's that bad. That thing down there, I've never in like any of the days heard people having issues. Pretty shit box is making noise. It's just the brightness of it. It's so close to being bright white that it burns in. Alright, hold on. We're going to fix this right now. Properties. Nope. Filters. No. Blending mode. I'm on the wrong thing. My God. B-Day. It's gonna be a black screen. From now on, that's it. No more sunken ship. It's just a black screen until Dawn gets a new television. We fixed it. I will be sending someone from Let's Read headquarters around to your house to work with you on your TV settings. They will be there tomorrow at 4 a.m. Be awake. Harper says, peering down the corridor toward the holding cells. And then, as if on cue, everyone hears a sharp crack coming from the open doorway of the young woman's cell. Sandy? One of them calls out. You two all right? Sandy doesn't reply. Neither does the girl. You better go check on him, the desk sergeant says. But Harper and his fellow officer are already marching down the corridor in the direction of the holding cells. Harper is the first to reach the open doorway, and when he does, he recoils in terror. He pulls out his service pistol and points it towards the girl, his voice crackling with fright as he orders her to drop what she's holding. The girl drops the hunk of meat she recently tore from Sandy's throat with her bare teeth. It hits the ground beside the slain medic's body with a wet thunk. The girl looks at Harper. Her eyes are different than before. They're changed. She is changed. Officer Harper orders her to raise her hands, and then with a smile that reveals a mess of jagged, coal-dust black teeth and a voice that is not her own, she says, I found her. As the girl breaks into a manic and jagged cackling, an ashen-faced custody officer slams her cell door closed and then wanders away in a daze of distress. Turn the cameras off, someone says. And at that, the TV screen goes black. As the video cassette comes to an end, the automatic ejection process unfolds with a series of smooth mechanical movements. The ancient video cassette recorder emits a soft, whirring sound as the internal mechanisms disengage the tape from the security grip of the machine's loading mechanism. The cassette then slides out of the VCR slot, and then with a final, gentle click, the cassette is fully ejected. The faceless man stands and approaches the VCR with slow and careful motion. He grasps the edges of the cassette, and then with a practiced hand, he removes it from the slot and then lowers it into a... Fuck. Hello, 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 hello. Anyone hear me? Hear me? Hear me? I can't see anything, anything, anything. It's Christmas now. The faceless man stands and approaches the VCR with slow and careful motion. He grasps the edge of the cassette, then with a practiced hand, he removes it from the slot and then lowers it into a waiting box, which is closed with a satisfying plastic snap. With a slow and measured stride, the faceless man then glides towards a titanic, highly organized library of videotapes, each one packed tightly onto row upon row of meticulously kept shelves. The faceless man locates the appropriate section, guided by a system known only to them, and carefully slides the box into the open space it was taken from. It fits snugly into place, nestled between tens of thousands of similarly unlabeled tapes. The faceless man steps back and surveys his collection of videotapes, wondering which he'll choose on his next visit to the library of lost tapes. Mind if you preach the good word? Like freestyle? Freestyling is allowed in the chat. But understand that I might take that for my rap album. Oh, man. Two months till snow on the ground, lol. Yeah, it's hard to say around here. Do I have the hot tub screen? Damn, do I? I don't know. I do, there it is, holy shit. Hell yeah, we're so back, baby. It is almost spooky season anyways. If everybody's doing pumpkin spice, I'm doing Halloween. We just fixed Don's life. Where is Don? He just revolutionized the stream and now he's dipped out. The Joel Juice tub. I'm slowly marinating in there. I will be collecting all of this in bottles. If you are to contract any sort of topical skin diseases or rashes, be sure to sign your waiver before drinking. Is that what you're supposed to do with the bath water that she sold? You're supposed to drink it? Or just gargle it? Spit. Oh, shit, guys. Well, yeah, there we go. That is it. That's all she wrote. That is members only content that will be coming out here as soon as I get it edited. I think I'm going to edit it tonight, to be honest with you, and get it up and ready to rock and roll, just because I don't want it like competing with the notification of Monday's video. So might as well just get it up. You got a recipe for pumpkin spice for coffee? I'm going to try and make it tomorrow. Hell yeah. I remember there was like a keto creamer that was pumpkin spice that I bought online that was really, really good. But, yeah, guys, thanks for hanging out. It's also so weird that, like, we get to 500 viewers at the end of the stream. YouTube, please, we gotta get it at the beginning. You think there would be, like, a peak, you know what I mean? Like, the peak viewership of those who typically view would be reached based on notifications at the most, like, an hour in, but it's whatever. I'm overthinking it. But, yeah, I'll get this up for bonus members of the channel, bonus content, all that good stuff. If you got a gifted tonight, be sure to check the bonus content playlist. And then also, if you're a $5 tier member over on Patreon, that'll be up over there as well. Thank you guys so much for always being awesome. Great community, great support. Sorry, Dawn, again, we will be sending a mechanic to your house ASAP. But it does come with a small tax of getting tickled for the inconvenience. So be prepared for your tickling. Do not wear more than one layer during the tickle process, as we must know that you feel the tickling. But guys, yeah, I'll be back Wednesday night for another stream. So hope to see you guys there. Hit that notification bell. Follow me on Twitter at Let's Read and Instagram at letsread.official. Otherwise, I'll catch you guys all on Wednesday, and keep an eye out for that new bonus content. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.